What is up, everyone? Here, let me lower that a little bit. Too much. There we go. Good evening. Oh man, what a day. Well, everyone's not here yet. So, oh my god, my chair. It just sank a bit. It does this every time. I have to get myself a new piece for the chair. I can fix the chair. Chair's not hard to fix. How you doing, Brendan? How are you doing? How is Brendan doing today? Oh, excuse me. If you hear anything in the background, like a muffling sound, that is the fan. And the air conditioner. Everything is going off because, honestly, it's way too hot for anything. It's just way too hot. I can't even be pushed to throw on a full shirt. It's really, really hot. You know what I have to say? It's kind of nuts that Rathalos is in this game. And yet, I wonder if I could do the... I think I can. I'm gonna try, because I'm seeing people with the Rathalos mount, so I'm gonna see if I can do the Rathalos mount, like, by myself. I hope I can do it. That's what I'm hoping for. I hope I can do the Rathalos mount by myself. I'm gonna see what's going on with Discord. Nothing. Nothing at all. Oh my goodness. People got the mount. Yeah, I see the mount. I see it. I don't know if flaunting the mount really is going to be like the best idea for any of them. I mean, to be honest, you know, it's a store mount. Don't know if that's really prestigious. I got the polar bear already. Like I got the polar bear mount already. Look at this. Look at this thing. It's a social bear. Oh, and he does that. Look at that. Look at that. Or she. Brendan, you're in the chat. What do you think about level syncing? I don't know how long you've been playing. That's a conversation that I want to have with my friends too, see what they think about it. Because I want to get a clear view of what people think about level syncing. It's so... I'm still in the middle of the road. I can't really like make a defined decision on that. I don't want to step on anybody's toes too. Like, whew. It's a very broad topic. You're right. Yeah. Hey, Kuel, what's up? Now, where is it? Where are you, Rathalos? I thought you might be here, but you're not. You're here, right? You are the Great Hunt. Is there the extreme? Oh my goodness. Alright. I wonder... Can I do undersize for it? I can! Huh. Alright. Let me see how hard it is. It's okay? You think level syncing is okay? Yeah, it's a very broad statement, man. Because I asked a question after 6 years? It's been 6 years since 14 started, and I think level syncing has been here the whole time since A Realm Reborn. I'm gonna just say that, since A Realm Reborn. And we had a bit of a conniption in the beginning, and then people just got used to it, didn't talk about it. People moved on, you know, it's all good. Rathalos, holy crap, man. You have a lot of health. Okay, he's about to run. Ooh, just keep moving. Just keep moving. Just keep moving. Just keep moving. Okay. Nope. Ooh, my auto heal's working just as well. I think I have It was also in 1.0? I did not know that. I thought it was mainly in Okay, he got Roar. I thought it was mainly in Realm Reborn, only because I don't remember too much about 1.0, since I did a lot of things by myself, and when I was doing any kind of like dungeon and anything like that, I was playing with friends. I had friends to share the suffering with. I might need to kill the ram. Oh my goodness. Alright, I need to kill the rams! Ooh, that ain't good. Oh my goodness. Okay, okay, okay. Ooh! I'm gonna get hit. Yeah, that's the hit. Alright, he's gonna ram. Alright, that... Come on, hit the tiger, hit the tiger. There we go. I'm sorry, tiger, I have to kill you. That's true. I will say that too. I wouldn't like to lose all my abilities as we go to level 90 as well. It just seems like a waste. You know, oops. Oh my gosh, I was aiming it at the sheep. Okay, I got to hit a little too much. Good thing I have mega potions. Ooh. Thank you, Brian. Oh, jeez. All right. I'm on burn +6. Just don't ram. Okay, cool. All right. Just don't ram. Oh gosh, he's swinging his tail. All right, is he going to swing the tail again? Yeah, he is. Okay, that's a wide hit right there. Burn. I don't think I'll be able to get past the really important part, which is the mammoth. The mammoth might actually... Yeah. Ah, yep, there's the mammoth. There's the mammoth. Or bison? I don't know. Yup. This is a one-hit KO. Okay. Alright, so... I have to be a DPS for this. I have to be a DPS for this. It's Google from Final Fantasy V? Wait, what? Are you actually right about that? I gotta check this. If that's the same mob, I did not notice the whole entire time. Thank you, Firefox. I would love. Thank you. Glue as the balls in Final Fantasy V protected the water crystal. I thought it was a bestiary. Let me see. Let me check. I put in Final Fantasy V Google. And it auto-corrected to Final Fantasy V Google. Thank you, Google. You're the best. I love your auto-translate. Where would I be without you? Let me see. Final Fantasy V bosses? Category 5. Oh. I did not know Final Fantasy V's boss. Wow. Wow. I didn't know Final Fantasy V's bosses. Oh, Garula. Oh, it's Garula. Oh, it is Garula. That's neat. Wow. Good eyes, Brendan. Good eyes. That's neat. Time to run some pot D while watching. I'm about to do the same thing. I'm with you on that one. Let's run some pot D. Alright, so we gotta do this via the hunt. I'll try and do it by myself. Let's call this practice for pot D and Heaven on High solo, because I'm planning to tackle that as well. Yeah, if we were in the same data center, ooh, I would be having a good time with you guys. But it's kind of cool that we're getting a data center visit, right? Ooh. Go ahead, do it again. Whoo! Ooh! Oh wow, that takes a while to get that Mega Potion. Please don't do Swing Tail. Okay, alright, alright. Swing Tail again. Nice. Ooh, how did I get stunned from that? I thought I was away from it. Don't ram. Don't you dare ram. Oof! Well, he's gonna do that real quick. Bro. Ooh. Okay. Okay, alright, what did I do? Okay, what did I do? What did I do to piss them off? Alright, where is... There it is. There it is. Ooh, do not hit me. Alright, now I gotta go hardcore. I gotta go hardcore. We gotta beat this trucker down. Oh man! Oh man! Oh. Okay. It might actually be impossible to do it by myself. It might just be impossible to do it by myself. I know the regular one is like easy, but the extreme one, I might need help. I might need help. I'm gonna see if I could Can you can get the same reward from it, can't you? Let me see. I know. Wait. Are they on right now? No, Solus, why aren't you on? I need you on. I need you on right now, man. All right, let's see if I can get anything. I know the extreme has not the mount. You can only get the scales. Why didn't I didn't think about that. Okay. Well, this is not the best class to be doing this with, but I think I know what I can do. It's going to be weaker than a samurai, but at the very least, it should work. It should work. Let's try this out. He was mean. He hit you in one. Well, it's supposed to be the tank's job to take it on, and there isn't a tank that can do enough damage. And don't say Gunbreaker. There isn't a tank that do that much damage. At least that's what I think. And my Dark Knight was at eye level 530, so it's like. Oh man, Rathalos, why you gotta be so hard, man? It's a good thing I can heal myself this time. Yeah, this should work. I'm just at a distance. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Alright, that should be enough damage. That should be enough damage. That, yes. Man, I can heal myself. Oh, I did it too fast. But yeah, okay. This should work. This should work. Nice try. Nice try. Nice try. After the burn goes through, I won't have enough. Okay, here we go. He's about to do it again. He should be trying to ram me now. There he is. Okay. Oh! I was too far away from him. I should have went the other way. Oh yeah, I get wait. Oh man, I forgot about that. You get to have you get to get up, I guess. I didn't think it continued. So the Mega Potion probably clears out my burns as well. If only you had... Oh, jeez. Did the roar kill the lion? Jesus. Can I get up? Oh. Oh, the burn doesn't go away. The burn doesn't go away. Alright, I'm gonna have to be extra careful. Woo! Oh, boy. Ow! 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 Why? Why? Oh no, I'm stunned! Don't do it! Oh no, I'm right in his path. And I'm dead. And I'm dead. And I'm gonna die. You can only die 3 times, right? Quest failed. No. No. Okay. All right, let's try this again. But now that I know that you can only KO 3 times. I'll be right back, Rathalos. I'll be right back. I swear. I'll be right back. I think I get it. I think I get it. I think I get it. Let's do this. I'm going to pull out my samurai again. And this time, I'm going to win. I'm going to win. That's all I have to do. I have to win. Food and pots. Good point. I know you're being like half serious, but good point. Thank you, Brendan. Let's do. I have beef stew. Did I make that? Yeah, I made that. That's the chicken. Which no, let's have that work. Let's go! Let's go! Woo! Too bad I'm close to you this time. I know your weakness! Oh, the swing! Oh, man. I love this boss. I love this. I honestly love this boss. This is a fun boss. Bro, how many times are you going to use it? Oh, look, the sheep just ran right into me. Oh, okay. That's cool. I'm fine with that. Why? No. Why? Why all of you? Why?
What's up, Sync?
Hey, what's up, Magma?
What's up with you?
I'm trying to get Rathalos by myself. And it's not working out.
Yeah, no, it isn't. Why are you doing that?
Well, I don't have friends on right now.
I don't have friends in MMO regardless. Well, not on this server anyway.
So I'm trying to get Rathalos by myself. Two of my friends apparently did have, like they did get Rathalos by themselves. So I'm trying to see if I could do the same. Get rid of that guy.
I'm just getting the newest gear and slot.
Sorry,
I'm getting high level gear for slot. I'm not sure it's the best in slot.
Ah, yeah. Well, I did the same. I have high level gear for slot. I don't have best in slot.
Yeah, I'm trying to get almost have all the near gear, so I need to do some near runs.
So that's what I need to do though. I want to get mounts basically. Okay, here's this fool.
Well, I would join you on raiding, except I gotta wait for data server visits to be a thing.
Yeah, man, that's so weird how that's not even a thing.
Okay, so and this is not me shitting on Yoshi Beyond. I'll tell you probably honestly what happened was when after the mess of Stormblood, when that expansion came out and like people couldn't play the expansion because like remember the train in front of Raban?
Yeah.
They were like, shit, we gotta separate the servers, and that worked pretty well. I remember I played Shadowbringers like on launch day, and I barely had any server issues. But I guess they figured, oh hey, wait, we found a way how to do data servers. I don't know why it isn't a thing yet, but I guess it takes a lot of effort. Because I want to start raiding, and I don't want to switch servers because I have a house here.
Yeah, it's a lot of people's conniption as well. For me, I think there's a chip shortage, isn't there?
There's an overall chip shortage, yeah, due to COVID.
Right.
But I'm not sure if that'll affect the servers. I know that's why the PS5 is so hard to get.
Oh no, that affects the I think Yoshi P explained how that affected the servers.
Oh, then yeah, that's probably the reason. I think I'm going to keep the dragon-looking helmet for my Dark Knight, because I can't do the blind until I find a better headgear. I can't do the blindfold because I like the hair. I got the 2B hairstyle, but every time I look at it, I'm like, fuck, I just look like 2B as a Dark Knight. But I like the 2B hair because the 2B hair looks great on like everything else.
That's fun. No, do you, man? Just like how. Okay, so I don't know what your stance is on boosting.
It's a case-by-case basis for me.
Hey, Dragoncore, what's up, man?
I personally always say when it comes to boosting, it's fine for alts. Like, say if my friend hops in a server, but they hop into a different data center or something like that, and they need some help leveling, or they're getting to the expansion, they want some level up. Like, God forbid, I wish someone was there when I did Shinryu for the first time because I was lagging behind on Stormblood, and I had a 45 fucking wait for Shinryu.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I get it.
I think you were there, but that's fine. You know, if you're doing that for friends, that's fine. But I do not think it should be the WoW thing of I'm just gonna boost just to get to the good content, because like I have gripes with 14's base story, but overall 14's base story is like it's good, but it's just basic, and I think the biggest problem with 14's base story is it's a lot of talking heads and a lot of flowery like language.
It's safe. It's safe,
it's very
right?
safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very safe. It's a lot of flowery language, and it's a lot of explaining stuff that happened in the basic game before it became Realm Reborn. And you know, when I was playing through that, I'm like, I don't get any of this. I did some look into it. I've not tried New Game Plus and their streamlined fixed justice story. Just keep that in mind. But
Yeah.
you know, I did not hate the story of Realm Reborn. And it's a lot better than, it's a lot better than some Final Fantasies, I'll say that much, and that's just the base game. But when you have that moment of when you do the post game, you're just punched in the gut. I'm not going to say what, but you're just punched in the gut, and you go into Heaven's Ward.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, I'm on board.
Heaven's Word did a good job, I honestly think.
I like Stormblood, but a lot of my problems with Stormblood was just the overall pacing. I did not hate the locations or the characters, but it was a lot of pacing and a lot of back and forth, and it was just kind of a little bit hard to understand stuff, because most of Stormblood's story is basically, without spoilers, you're hunting for a guy, and then you find the guy, and the story just like, let's go do the thing.
I will be honest, Stormblood didn't hit it 100% for me.
Me neither. But
And
I like the locations.
Yeah, I love the locations.
I love the overall lore of what's the Girabania, is it called?
Girabania. Oh, Girabania. For the Alamegan.
Alamegan. I like the Alamegans, and I liked with the whole like Indian inspired style, and I liked the overall like Far East, where it's like a mix of like the Mongolian steppes, Japan, the China Sea, and China.
Yeah.
I think that's very nice, because I've always had a soft spot for that type of architecture and like landscape.
You know what? You're right. I mean, I appreciate it. I don't know.
Like I said, my biggest gripe was Stormblood, without spoilers. It's kind of the pacing is a little slow, but I honestly feel, and I might get like a lot of flack for this, I feel like they learned from the very small mistakes they made with Stormblood, and they fixed it for Shadowbringers. Because like when I got into Shadowbringers, I was so invested in that story, like I could not put it down, because I was like, this is such a good story.
Yeah.
Because I've always been a sucker for that thing of, hey, you're the good guy, now let's go to a world where the good guys did too much, and now you have to be the bad guy.
Oof! Oh man, I got hit actually.
Yeah, and I love that. Yeah, I love the whole world in Shadowbringers. Like it's the color palette is fantastic. Like when you get into that expansion, you're just greeted by like gold and purples and like whites, and it just feels like it feels like so weirdly oppressive, and like you just like feel like you're really uncomfortable being there. It's great.
The funny thing is that they used light as the enemy, and I was like, that's impressive.
That's an old callback to Final Fantasy III.
Right.
Yeah, because like Final Fantasy III, that was because that's what I always like about Final Fantasy. I like Dragon Quest II, but I've always liked classic Final Fantasy, because classic Final Fantasy was very cozy, very non-arrogant fantasies, but they would do unique stuff. I mean, Final Fantasy in general is heavily inspired by Star
God
Wars.
I thought I would get it this time. Oh man.
Shit, did I mess you up?
No, I messed. I couldn't reach the darn thing in time.
Yeah, but like as much as like a third game on NES, they're bringing in concepts like the Warriors of Darkness, and that's the alternate world got flooded with light, and that the Warriors of Darkness rose up to stop it.
Yeah.
And then like when you get to like what the thing sold me on with Shadowbringers, and it wasn't even a spoiler, is when you attack your first enemy in that game and you hear that grungy guitar start playing, and like, oh yeah.
Ding 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 ding. Oh yeah, like
yeah. It's just because it's such a like. I've always liked when games do that. So, like when you have an expansion or a DLC where you go to a new area and the music styling changes. So like all the expansions in Final Fantasy like 14 have always been these like kind of like uplifting like heroic opera with like the instruments of location. You know, like it's basic Final Fantasy is very Final Fantasy sounding. When you get to Heaven's Word, it's a lot of orchestra because it's like a church and stuff like that. When you get to Kugane and stuff like that, it's like the Eastern instruments, but it's always like you're the hero and you're pushing it back against the villains, like sort of heroic theme, right?
Of course.
Then you get to Shadowbringers, and Shadowbringers the heroes won, and shit got terrible.
Yeah.
But you have to be the bad guy, so then it goes from like that heroic theme to like this whole different music style shit with the grungy guitar and the grungy sounding instruments, because you're not a good you're technically not a good person. That's kind of why I like Shadowbringers. You're still a good person, but everyone in Shadowbringers kind of hates you. Well, yeah, well, I'm talking about the opposition hates you because they either think that you're going to like end the world in their little silent pockets, or they don't think you're the Warrior of Darkness.
Yeah, they think you
have more odds against you than you do in like Kugane or like Heaven's Word and stuff like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they like particularly hate you. They think you're another sinner for the most part.
Yeah.
I would say, oh God, don't do it.
I won't spoil anything because
what the most delayed lag I have ever seen in my life. What was that?
What happened?
I got out of Rathalos' RAM, and I still got hit, and I'm like, wait, what? It was so delayed.
Yeah, I've been having that a lot in Bosgen, the Bosgen front.
Ooh, wait, hold on. I need to.
Where I'm clearly on the AOE, and my character just dies. I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, I think it's a server issue. Maybe
yeah,
there is a lot of people.
It's especially bad in the Bosgen dungeon runs where every single enemy does every time you get hit, you get cast doom on you.
Yeah, I hate that.
I hate that so much. I get why they do it, but like, man, I hate it so much. I like the holster ideas and the use like lost actions from like the previous expansions. I really like that, but I think the worst way you can do that is to basically make it so one of them is always auto res. It's because it's just like it's so punishing. Like,
got you.
Like it's more punishing than some like high level raids.
Got him. Finally.
You got him?
I got him.
You got one Rathalos scale. Congrats.
No. As in, I got to the second part.
Oh, rip.
Rathalos is now in his rage mode. Oof. Rage mode bad.
Yeah, but
don't you dare.
I like music shifts. Like, you ever play Sonic Adventure 2?
Yes, I have. Oh,
yeah, you know how like the Sonic
God.
Adventure 2 would have character themes and the character levels.
Allow me to survive this.
Would be like themes reflecting that character. I love that shit. Or like Half-Life Opposing Force.
I don't think I can survive that.
Actually, time to hop in the near raid.
Okay. Can't execute while in combat. Oh, now he just does one-hit KOs now.
Oh yeah. I've also been listening to Asmongold while I do like homework and stuff like that for college. He's gotten addicted to chocobo racing. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, he's trying to make a
I
mutant. That man's trying to make a mutant.
I mean, that's how you breed chocobo. And don't say it isn't. Don't say you didn't play FF7 and like you didn't make the gold chocobo by massively.
Listen, I am also guilty. I'm also
guilty of that too.
I'm guilty. I tried to make the best chocobo, then I ended up getting the best chocobo.
Mm-hmm. Now fly to the island to get Knights of the Round summoned for your summoner. And then watch as it take... Could you imagine? Yeah, but in the next update for the summer, they summon Knights of the Round, and it takes like a fucking minute every time it casts a spell. Like they did in 7.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a party. At the very least, even to undersize. I can't do extremes. They probably did the regular version. And probably got the scales.
Yeah.
That's okay. I just need to find friends. You
Well,
know?
dude, if honestly, if I could have helped you with that, like hop over the data center, I would have hopped over.
It's not a problem. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I hope Yoshi P and his team get that server thing doing, because even with the data storage, chip storage, I don't imagine it's too hard for. Well, it's not impossible for Square Enix.
It's not impossible. They just need to get the right parts.
Yeah.
And I
like
don't
I said,
know.
I'm not blaming them. It just kind of sucks in general. But it's not their fault.
Yeah. No, it's Friday. They should be getting on like real soon. Well, we're gonna put that on the back burner right now. I think the regular Rathalos I could do, but I want to get the chance for the mount.
See, that's me with that was me with Nidhogg for a while. Try and get the Nidhogg scale so I can get the Horde Rapier that glows.
Right.
Cause fuck, the Horde Rapier is a cool goddamn sword.
I think. Wait. Let me check. Mounts. Let me see. Which horses do I have? Do I just have? I have Boris. I have Alfaxi. I have Xanthos. Which horse am I missing? I'm missing.
Do you have the War Panther?
I do.
I do as the Battle Panther. I mean.
Yeah. No. I have them.
Yeah, because I'm surprised it's only for the tank classes that get the mounts. I'm surprised no other classes have those.
Doesn't they? Wait, just the tanks have the mounts? Okay, so the Dark Knight has the Panther, the Paladin has the Lion, I think. Mm-hmm.
The Warrior has the Bear, and the Gunbreaker has the Tiger, but I think those are the only classes that get mounts from that.
I think White Mages get they get the Unicorn, don't they?
Do they? I thought the Unicorn was for getting all the horses.
No, when you get all the horses, you get something called a Kiryu. Which reminds me, I might as well test this to see if this works.
There's a character in my party right now called Side Boob, and their guild is called Simp.
Okay.
Yeah, I love names. I love going into big areas in 14 because you see some weird ass names.
Side boobs, really?
Let me ask you, Sink. When you went into Heavensward for the first time, were you like Asmongold and you just have like the whole like Legion of Dark Knights and the giant parade leading you into Heavensward? If not,
no.
Can't believe you.
No, I had me playing the game and living the dream, just not being bothered. I don't know if I could ever have like hundreds of people follow me like he does.
I personally think I don't know how he does it, because I think that would personally ruin the experience for me.
Right. I don't know how he does it.
No, it was worse in WoW, because WoW you wouldn't have like the cinematic cutscenes like in 14, so
Yeah.
you'd just be like talking to an NPC. Well, you know what I mean. Like it isn't just like talking and stuff like that. I'm saying that you have moments where like they would just be talking to you and it would be a cutscene. You just see like a bunch of people jumping around you all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just thinking, how does that not like take you out of the game, man?
I don't know.
Like not even for immersion's sake, just takes you out of the game completely.
Okay, I see what it wants me to do. Let me try and see if I can do any of these
Sure.
by myself. Like the World Eater, Extreme, with Gunbreaker. Let's see if that
See,
works.
I have the fucking totems for the World Eater, but I don't know
Yeah.
what to do with them because I don't think I like the equipment.
Well, can't you get the horse?
I probably can. I'll check. I don't think I have enough for the horse, though. That's the thing. It's one of those things where I'm going to find no one to run this with, so I might as well run it myself. What's your eye level on your Gunbreaker?
526.
Oh yeah, you can do it. Yeah, you can definitely do it.
What the heck? Is he down already? No, he's not.
How's your week been anyway?
It's been quite good. Work has been fun for the most part. Oh, jeez.
Work's been long for me. I've been filling out like some double shifts I filled out some double shifts last week.
Ooh, sorry to hear that, man.
On top of my summer classes are ending, and I have a little break before fall classes start for my masters.
Yeah.
So it was near the final of the summer classes, so I had to do an essay and like the final quiz, and I had to do like class at the same time. I'm like, oh.
That must get tiring.
Yeah. Well, I'm good at doing multiple things, but I'm also been working on my webcomic and working on some promos for the webcomic. So yeah, I'm keeping my sanity and playing FF14.
Uh-oh.
Did not get the chance to do the Make It Rain campaign, but that's okay. It's just simple golden saucer stuff.
Oh no, the hysteria again! I'm gonna fall right off! Oh no!
So my friend surprised me the other day. I'm sure you're aware of Metal Slug Tactics, correct?
Yeah.
Well, he's always liked the aesthetic of Metal Slug, and but he never really liked the games because he thinks the games to him are a little too frustrating, a little too quarter cruncher, which they kind of are. Hold on.
Wait, he doesn't. Oh, okay. Hold on.
Sorry, dogs are barking because the mailman's outside. Let me just close my door.
Wow, that's a stereotype right there.
Well, they're not harmful dogs, but they're guard dogs. So the mailman likes them and they're very friendly, but they like people. So they're not barking out malice. They're barking because they're excited because a person's nearby.
Yeah.
But he doesn't really like the Metal Slugs games because he doesn't like how quarter cruncher they are. Because he just like it's just not really his style.
Oh,
but he surprised me because he's excited for Metal Slug Tactics. And I said, hey, if you like Metal Slug, if you're interested in Metal Slug Tactics, you should play it. You should try Final Fantasy Tactics.
He'll get a head start there, huh?
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for it because I love Final Fantasy Tactics. It looks like Final Fantasy Tactics, but as Metal Slug.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm all for that. You see the thing when you select Fio, she's playing like an arcade version of Metal Slug, and you select her and she pouts because she gets a game over from being selected.
Oh wait, is that Hysteria? I think that's Hysteria. That might be Hysteria. I don't know.
So
I am taking no damage today.
Final Fantasy question for you: What is your personal favorite summon?
My personal favorite summon.
Series. Like, do you got a soft spot for a certain summon?
My personal favorite summon is probably just gonna always be Bahamut.
That's always a good one.
Since I'm like big fan of dragons.
I've always liked the Knights of the Round. Knights of the Round is always a fun summon to me because you just see all like the Knights of the Round table just come out and start slapping the shit out of the enemy you used it on.
Wasn't Knights in a Round only like exclusive to 7?
It was exclusive to 7. When I said throughout the series, if we're talking about like reoccurring summons, I've always liked Ifrit and Shiva, but I've also always liked I like Yojimbo. I got a soft spot for Yojimbo as well. The pay your summon, the summon will do better work. But yeah, I think Knights of the Round was exclusive to 7, unless someone correct me on that.
Yeah, I think it was, because I didn't see Knights in around any other game. Bruh! Tell me I can hit you. I can't.
So what are your predictions for Endwalker?
So we're definitely going to go to the moon.
Yeah. That's probably going to be the final area.
Oh my gosh.
Just the lunar surface, because like Final Fantasy IV.
Wait.
Yeah, have Lunarians been announced yet?
Not as
playable race,
no.
just in general, because I suspect we're going to meet some Lunarians.
No, we can just do this.
And I think like the relic gear for Dark Knight's going to look like Cecil.
Wait, does this even matter? Because I could just live. Okay, I'm trying to figure out if,
Go sink. Live
Ooh,
your life.
Leviathan, you wouldn't dare put me into the sea! Yeah, he would. Thank you. There we go. I would say my only prediction for Endwalker, because I already thought that we would get to Charlian. We go to the moon. We'll probably fight the Aeons, I'm sure.
Yeah. I think we're going to meet a Lunarian who's just like in the moon, like Final Fantasy IV.
That'd be pretty cool if that was a thing. I think the other, probably most likely thing that's gonna happen is that we'll have Heidelin with us for most of the adventure, because she's probably at that point. She's at the point where she could talk to us now.
Yeah, I got a hot prediction though. One of the boss fights is gonna be with Heidelin.
I don't doubt that. I think that's actually a viable thing.
Yeah, it's either going to be like, if it's not story thing, it's going to be like an ultimate raid or something like that. Here's my other prediction. I feel like the relic gears are going to be inspired by Final Fantasy IV. So you'll have like the Paladin look like Cecil's Paladin, or the Dark Knight be Cecil's Dark Knight. The Dragoon look like Kain.
Yeah, but the thing is that they already have I guess you could say, the job gear for Paladin. They already showed that to us.
Yeah. Well, we didn't see the headgear, I don't think.
We didn't.
So I think the headgear is going to just be the crown, because like it kind of does look like Cecil's gear a bit. I mean, it's just sprite-based stuff, so it's translating sprite-based into like modern 3D models.
It might, we might get something Cecil-worthy.
I could totally see the ninja armor being based off Edge.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
They usually come out with something pretty good when it comes to the job armor.
Yeah, I like Shadowbringer's job armor for Dark Knight so much. I have a statue of it.
Fighting the 12? That would be something, because we're supposed to get to know the 12 gods.
Yeah, they've kind of been like, aside from some background stuff and some like optional info, we don't really know much about the 12, do we?
No. We know about Haloon a lot, Rolger a lot, Nafika, Nullthal. We know them. Am I forgetting? Because those are usually the primary ones that people talk about.
Yeah, there's a lot. Dude, there's 12, so I don't expect us to remember it all.
Well, I mean, being talked about, because Nafika doesn't really get talked about in game. You have to find her in the game. Like, there's actually bits of information on like what she actually looks like and what she represents. And she's apparently a babe, so like she is apparently good looking, but
watch her look like a Lalafell.
She is human shape. She is human shape.
Oh.
Human shape, and not bad. But the 12 also have their own like pantheon kind of thing going on. Like Rolger is supposed to be the father to Haloon, and supposed to be like the god of war or something like that. And
Isn't the religion kind of muddied in like in 14?
It is.
Because they said something about the afterlife. The afterlife is confusing in 14. I know that because they say you go back to the life stream, but they've kind of been iffy on if you can still regain your consciousness or you just return to the planet.
So, from what I could tell, it's related to pretty much like every other Final Fantasy. The life stream is kind of a central thing in every game. Where souls just go back to, or the crystals, they go back to the live stream, and you basically give up your memories and consciousness while going back into the live stream. However, there are like the few that can resist the pull of the live stream. So, if you think about it, I guess you could say. Like, an example of that would be, like, Sephiroth.
Sephiroth, the Ascians to an extent?
Yeah, the Ascians to an extent. I would say the Ascians are, like, the main enemies of that. Like, they don't want to go back to the live stream, because if they do, they're gone.
Yeah, they're gone. They have no more memories.
So, like, the live stream is basically where like soul's supposed to go, so that energy can be used to rebirth someone else and blah, blah,
yeah,
blah.
It's typical Ouroboros like stuff of like a repeating cycle. The life stream gives, and then you have your life, and then you die, and then your life is used for like a new life, kind of like reincarnation.
Right, and it's not a bad concept or anything.
No, it's not a bad concept.
It's just that
it hasn't really been addressed too much, so we don't really know what the clear rules of what the beliefs in the afterlife are in 14 if it varies from god to god.
Right. So like, what are the rules of the live stream?
Yeah, because like, what kind of pantheon is this? Because like something like the Greek pantheon, the Greek and Roman pantheon didn't have reincarnation. Is when you died, you went to the underworld, and that was just the afterlife.
Yeah.
Wasn't really miserable. Wasn't really paradise. It was just another form of life.
Right. Well. When it comes to like Greek and their afterlives, they have a place where people go if they were like ultimately good.
Yeah, ultimately good. Like it was it's where the gods remain and stuff like that. But like the regulars.
Yeah, it was called Elysium.
Yeah, the Elysium.
And everybody, everybody just went. No, yeah, everybody just went to the underworld to be like collected by Hades, and then they spend their lives in the afterlife and sent somewhere.
Well, yeah, it was just you just live a life in the underworld. I think it was a belief. I think like I think it was like the Mesopotamian or like Babylon belief was like the afterlife just sucked because it was basically just a realm of like twilight, like an endless twilight.
Yeah. I think.
And there's like a whole like story about a king who wants to be immortal. I think it's Gilgamesh actually.
I think the live stream being as vague as it is okay right now, because at least there's a rule. You know, they have a rule. If you die, you go to the live stream.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
one with the planet itself.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the reason why I stopped playing WoW is because their rule for the afterlife just got like really shaded. Like I couldn't.
What was their rule for the afterlife?
So when you die, you go to the Shadowlands, and when you go to the Shadowlands, you get sent to a place of infinite other places by the Arbiter, who can look at you in 0.00, like literally she glances at you and knows where to send you, and she does that for like ever.
So it's purgatory basically, and they decide where you go.
Well, yeah, but she does it so fast you're instantly sent.
Okay.
So it's not even like you're lingering there, but you go
to. What a hell of a customer service.
So she sends you on your way, and whatever place in the Shadowlands you go, that's the place you're supposed to go. When you go there, not only are you there to have like a second life, basically in your afterlife, but your soul like exerts something called anima, which empowers the Shadowlands.
Oh, so it's like soul energy.
Right. So when
like the 8th and 14.
Right. So when a soul comes down, that energy gets dispersed around where they enter, which is something called Ouroboros. And then
Ouroboros. That is an old like philosophical like circle of life mentality that's been around for like forever.
what's going on? In the Crisis,
eating its own tail.
Will be summoned. Some lore in the past. Some people were going to summon them, but did not because we stopped the past crisis. 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, 5.0.
So wait, the story was changed by the players?
In the Crisis, the 12 will be summoned. Some lore in the past. Some people were going to summon them, but did not because we stopped the past crisis. Well,
we prevented. That's a spoiler.
I don't know if that correlates, because the 12 were seen as religious figures, not something to be summoned.
Yeah, they're not summons yet, but they're
not summons
just
yet,
religious figures.
But like, yeah, they're religious figures. I don't know if anybody was willing to like summon. Like, if anybody, Halone would probably be the first one.
Oh yeah. The Holy See would super be all about summoning Halone.
Yeah, they would probably summon Halone like post haste, and they haven't done that in 1,000 years.
Right now.
Yeah, they haven't done that in like in that 1,000 years they've been in war with the dragon. So I'm thinking the 12 are more worshipped, and rather than just like summon her now.
Well, because if they didn't do it, like if they were going to do it, they wouldn't have done Knights of the Round. In lore reasons, they wouldn't have done Knights of the Round if they could have summoned Halone.
Right. So, like the Knights, you're right. Like they wouldn't be doing the Knights of the Rounds if they could.
The Knights of the Round was basically it was taking that concept that was addressed in the thing where he's like, hey, you don't actually need to summon gods. Sometimes mythological figures are fine, and they basically summoned the original Knights of the Round as mythological figures.
Right. Yeah, I would say that is a good. I mean, I think that's a good thesis, or a good theory. I said thesis. What the hell? A good theory.
It's either they're hard to summon, or no one knows how to.
You can summon them. I think you could summon them, but they will be primals, which would go against like the figure of what they are in religion. Primals are seen as false gods, and the 12 are seen as real, true gods.
The best way I can describe primals is they're personifications of the belief rather than the actual god.
Summon some of the 12? I don't remember anybody trying to summon the 12, or any of the 12. I would have to look back and ask and see. I probably could just be like, I could probably contact Ethics and see like, hey, do you remember anybody trying to summon any of the 12? Man, that would be funny. I could probably use my contacts to figure it out.
I don't think if they're going to do that storyline, they're probably going to like hint at it with this new expansion. But I don't think that's where maybe that's the next storyline is summoning the 12.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe we do fight them, but then I'd have to ask, why are we fighting them? So,
well, that's lore stuff we don't know. They've been pretty good about the lore when it comes to raids and stuff.
Well, I mean, there wouldn't be any reason to fight them, honestly. Like, they're religious figures, but they never really like steered people into doing anything like incredibly bad or something.
Halone, it could be argued for that, but that's more about the arrogance of man.
That's more of like the arrogance of man.
Because how many like plot lines in like Heaven's Word is about the Holy See doing some horrible, heinous shit for Halone? I
would say it's their abandonment of Halone that probably drove them that, because Estinian believes in Halone.
Yeah.
And he fights for like, justice, and used to be vengeance, but he fights for like the fight of the good, and he believes in Halone. So
I think it's more they're doing heinous acts in the name of Halone, but they've lost sight of Halone. Like a lot of historical stuff.
Yeah, it's the same thing with every religion, I guess. That's a good way of looking at it.
I mean, how many religious wars have there been throughout different human history?
Too many.
Thou shalt not kill. Deus vult.
See, that is too many. I'd be like, pick one.
You see my point is like I think it's the same. Like, Estinian worshiping Halone doesn't mean Halone's evil, I guess, is what I'm saying. I'm saying that the Holy See is bastardizing the will of Halone for their own personal interest. I mean, that's what the whole point of Dark Knight's about.
Yeah, well, actually, funny enough, Dark Knights do not believe in a god.
No, they don't. They believe in They believe in a personal justice.
Right. They believe more or less in themselves and personal, like, human. I guess you could say
darkness could be their religion.
The Abyss is their calling. I wouldn't say it's their religion. It's kind of
yeah.
Maybe because they don't like worship the Abyss.
No, but I'm saying, but they embrace it, much like how a white mage or a black mage embrace the Aether or the Abyss as well. They don't worship it, but they know it's a place, so they know it's a concept that they can draw their power from.
You're right.
And that's the thing with, like, yeah, they don't worship Halone because they saw the whole point of Dark Knights is the corruption of man in holy men, like, who stops them when the sins of man take over the righteous. Because that's where, like, a lot of the corrupt paladins went, was like Ishgard and stuff like that, and they kind of they either created corrupt paladins because, like, the Holy See is so corrupt.
Oh my gosh.
Even, like, later in Heavensward, when you do some later stuff, like in the further expansions, like, there's still some mega corruption going on.
What's funny, I was thinking about, like, the first Dark Knight mission, and Asmongold actually reminded me, the first mission was dark.
Yeah, the first mission is dark. You basically, an innocent, like, village woman is put on, like, trial because, didn't she, like, just offend some noble or something that
she protected her grandmother. And
that's it.
Yeah, she protected her grandmother, and because of that, they took her away, and they were about to do some real bad stuff to her.
See, that's what made me like Dark Knight, was like, wait, I was just working with these guys? Oh, this is cool. And but what really got me is the end of the 70 quest line, where he just takes not the 70, the 60 quest line, where he just takes a sword and cleaves that chick's head off. Like,
that was nuts.
Yo, that's fucking metal as shit.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Oh, it's so good. I won't spoil the 80s stuff for people who want it, but the 80s stuff is also pretty damn good.
No,
How the fuck did we wipe on Hansel and Gretel?
How? Wait, you're doing a tower?
Yeah, I'm doing the tower, but we wiped on Hansel and Gretel because the tank, it was a tank. The two tanks and the other legions were basically like they were taking the thing, but they were not keeping Hansel and Gretel. They were not doing the smart thing with Hansel and Gretel. You had people attacking the sides. You had people not understanding where the placements are, running around like headless chickens. Healers not doing healing.
Oh my goodness! I think I have never wiped on Hansel and Gretel. But plenty of people have died on them.
Oh yeah, no, I've never. This is the first time I watched Hansel and Gretel. That's why I'm shocked about it. Just how did we wipe on Hansel and Gretel? I can appreciate. One thing I appreciate about the Nier raids, I appreciate, like, it's all new designs, and the designs have a reason for existing.
Yeah. I can appreciate Nier. I can appreciate all the Nier dungeons.
Because I you know from my experience, I do not like the tactics raids. I do not like the tactics raids. Because the tactics raids were like, okay, we're bringing Final Fantasy Tactics into a raid. And I'm like, yo, let's go.
Well,
and it's like, actually, it's more 12, and the bosses aren't. It's the worst bosses from 12.
No, you had it right the first time. It's more tactics than it is 12.
Mm-hmm.
You had it right the first time.
Until it isn't, and then it's more 12 in, like, the final areas.
I mean, nonetheless, it comes from the same place. All of it is the same thing.
Yeah. But, like, honestly, I think that Tactics and Tactics Advance are more iconic than Final Fantasy 12, and that's a hot take.
That is a hot take, because there are a lot of tactics. I know people
like Fran, and Fran's great.
Oh, well, yeah, why do you think there are bunny girls here?
Yeah. I wonder why Fran's so popular. But that's I like Tactics, and I like because Tactics is kind of fucking dark.
Tactics, yeah.
Tactics is kind of dark. When you find out the big spoiler when you get the book in Tactics and you decide to read it, you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. Tactics is... I'd say Tactics, it's a really good game, and it has a good story, but, like, I think only so many,
It is definitely an acquired taste game. It took me 3
Yeah.
restarts of that game to finally get why people like it, and then when I got it, I'm like, this is fantastic.
Definitely as an acquired taste. Especially
More the
the
Line's
gameplay.
definitely the best version of that game, but you have to play it like on the iOS, which I get why that's not really too popular. Because the iOS version fixes a lot of the problems, and it fixes the lag problems.
Oh my. I must have way too many weapons. I see.
What, you can't take a weapon?
The weapons are showing up in my inventory.
Ah.
So I must have
One thing I want out of Endwalker, I just want a chest where I can just place like tokens, just so they're not clogging up every single piece of inventory space. Just let me put a place where I can just put tokens, or like an armor chest.
Yeah,
that
I've been
just take advanced items.
Yeah, the inventory thing, the inventory problem in this game is still a problem.
It wasn't a problem when the game was released, and I think it only became a problem up to Stormblood, where it's like, hey, we have all these classes, and you have to level up all the classes. Also, but you'll start running out of armor space really fucking quickly.
Right. Ooh.
And like they thought they could alleviate it with an armor chest, but honestly, you can only put like events and like special armor into the armor chest. I'm like, no, just let me put regular armor in there. I'm tired of using the Glamour Prism as my my infinite closet space.
Someone trying to summon one of the 12 is in 2.0. Some people in Little Alamigo were trying to summon Rolger. Wow.
I don't remember that happening. Was it like just an optional conversation?
Was that like, is that like something I should find in New Game Plus? What? Oh wait, could it be like maybe the camp of
Refugees?
There's a camp of refugees, but there's also another camp full of like guys you had to fight. Wonder if they're like on the other side. Oh yeah, the Fey Guillotine. That's why it's filled. That's why it's filled. Okay.
Are the NPCs, like, if you forget some story, are there NPCs? I've not been to Little Amigo in like a long time. Are there like still NPCs in there, like still talking about going back to Rogger's Reach? Wonder if they'll ever like. I wonder if you ever progress far enough into the story. Like they're doing that with Ishgard, where you can see the Ishgard to get rebuilt.
Well, I can go there real quick.
I'm just in a raid right now, so I can't really check.
All right. So yeah, there are still people here, of course. He said, "Don't let me catch you fighting anybody, bro. I can beat you down."
Do you know who the fuck I am?
It's like, bro, you don't know who I am, dude. Like, you sit down. Yeah, there's. Oh wow, there are people here, but I don't know if there's less of them, or it's just. Whoa, hold on, what is happening here? Can you believe it? They've only gone and freed Alamigo. Can't remember a time I was last this happy. Wait, so they talk about it, but like, I think there are actually less people here.
Yeah, because they're all going back home.
What is this all just like? They say you helped liberate our home. Thank you. I wish I could have been out there fighting with you. Are these just fighters or something? They just
Yeah, I
sitting
think they
here
are.
Posting? With the fire that inspired my brethren to take back our home. Ugh, I feel like I'm dying, but I couldn't be happier. He drank too much. There's Rolger right there. There's like Rolger symbol right here. Man.
Remember in Endwalker, like the thing that made people lose the shit most about Endwalker was your character picking up a teapot and then drinking the tea out of the teapot. Remember that?
Do I remember that? I don't think. Oh, I do.
Because I remember when people were losing their shit about like the player doing something that wasn't a canned animation.
Whenever they do something, whenever any player or any character does anything out of the sorts, it's kind of special to me because it's like
Well, that's why I like Shadowbringers so much. Your character felt like a character. They held back on all the head nods.
It's like, hey, do you want to get something to drink? Nodders.
Nod. Nod.
So much time has passed. Some of you lads have been lost since the Empire taking our home. Allow me to thank you in Wilred's behalf. He wanted nothing more than to bear witness to Alamigo, free from Imperial control. Yup. But they're still here. They should.
You know
They should be gone. I mean,
maybe they'll be Ghana and Walker.
I don't think they're gonna move them, but
Yeah, they probably won't.
I think thematically they should be like they should leave.
Mm-hmm. Remember, you know who's a cool character that is kind of like underrated? Who was the Garlean knight in like the 3 primal fights and Heaven's Word?
In the 3 primal fights?
They had like Sephiroth, and what are the other 2?
Sephiroth, Sophia, and
what was the last one?
Well,
Because that's a plot thread they haven't really addressed in a while.
let me remember. Cause I don't. Heaven's Word. Oh man, there's a lot of stuff that we didn't do in Heaven's Word. Oh my goodness.
There was a Garlean knight who had like the weapon of a Dark Knight, but like he was super cool because he didn't really hate you guys. He just wanted to stop primals. And like, so you were kind of working with the Garleans temporarily to take care of the primals.
Oh,
He didn't betray you.
Yeah, I remember who you're talking about. I just don't.
That guy's
remember.
cool. I'm sad the thing happened to him.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. But since you're going to be working with the Garleans anyway, the Core's Brigade Knuckle Dancers.
Mm-hmm.
Want to fight me, huh? No, I can just hang out here now? That's right.
If you had to make like a free company like in lore, what would your free company name be called?
I think it would be something related to a historian, maybe a lore watchers.
See, I would do something like the Black Banner Brigands or something like that, like a mercenary company.
I think I would have more of like an observation. Like
Yeah, no, I would have the let's go fight whoever we can.
We'd be like, we'll observe and see what happens, and then
We'll observe. We won't stop the apocalypse from happening. We're just going to observe and write it down.
oh no, we'll do something.
Yeah.
When something does happen.
One little small detail, it's not really a spoiler that I do like, is when you do fight like Garlean mages, like boss mages and stuff like that, I noticed in the Bosgen front, they're the only ones who use meteor.
That's true.
And I'm like, I like that little detail. Because they use meteor because they're the only ones who know how to use the meteor spell.
Oh my
Not to the destructive level as Realm Reborn, but like it's still a pretty strong spell.
I feel. Ooh, hold on. Jeez, my chair. I need to fix my chair sometime soon.
Can Black Mages cast Flare yet?
Click class? Oh, like you mean just quick? Yeah, you mean like quick cast flare? They have an ability that is basically a flare.
Because I was thinking, I've been playing through Final Fantasy 3 right now. I'm looking at the spells. I'm thinking, what spells are in 14? Because I know Break and Stone aren't for White Mage and Black Mage respectively. Because I don't know how you would do that. But Flare, like I know you can do Holy as a White Mage. I'm not sure if you can do like a spell. I'm not sure there's a spell that's just called Flare.
Yeah, they have flare.
Okay. You excited for Reaper, man?
Oh, you have no idea how much.
Knowing you're excited for Reaper.
Yes, you have no idea how much I will get into that.
That's why I like Yoshi P, because you get some of the most weird, obscure classes in Final Fantasy history. Like we're getting Sage and Scholar, and Sage was only in 3, and we're getting Sage and Reaper, and Reaper is based off Necromancer, which was only available in the 3DS remake of 3.
You want to know something funny?
What?
Reaper is supposed to be new, right? Like, it's supposed to be new to the series.
I say it's a mix of Necromancer and the original Dark Knight class from 11.
The Dark Knight class, actually, I can tell you... Oh, no. Hooah! Don't fall off. Good job. I could say that, the Dark Knight class... They've been pretty consistent throughout the years.
Yeah. I would say Dark Knight and Paladin are some of the more consistent classes, and Warrior. It's hard to break Warrior.
Well, Warrior usually has this thing where they can use all weapons, and that was their shtick. For Dark Knight, it was kind of thematic for what they are.
They've always had like blood swords or katanas.
Like, they're more thematic.
Yeah.
So, like, a Reaper, I don't know anything about, like, what Reapers will do, or how they function, and what their job quests are going to be like. Of course, they're going to have one, and when we do, I'm going to figure out what
I took the lore video on it.
I'll figure out, what exactly is their case.
Because, yeah, we don't know. I'm taking the wild guess that it's based on the Necromancer class in the original 11 Dark Knight, with the Scythe and stuff like that.
Because it's the Scythe. The Scythe was merely a weapon for Dark Knight, but no, they reaped souls.
Yeah. 11 Dark Knights and 14 Dark Knights are really different.
Not that much different.
Well...
Because
different thematically what they do.
It's not that much thematically, no. No, thematically, yes. No, it's not all that different. Dark Knights if I'm remembering this right, Dark Knights from 11 harbored a dark soul of which they placed a lot of like weight on their shoulders, and they always stay within like the dark side of society, meaning they take care of business and they do whatever the hell they want in order to seek justice and vengeance, where Dark Knights in 14 are all about justice, but they sink deeper into the dark where all the evil shit is, so that they are right there front and center to take care of all the like the real bad problems. So like all the jobs and all the dirty work is what a Dark Knight would do, whereas the Paladin, who is like in front face of everybody and very showy, they're like
they'll block the attack with a shield.
Well, they are front lines for citizens. They are the face. That's what a Paladin is, and a Dark Knight is in the shadow, and they scour pretty much alleyways and do all the dirty work and all the things that other people wouldn't do. Like, say there's like a mafia boss, and people were just like, politically you can't get rid of the mafia boss because he's part of like a council or something. Dark Knight says, yeah, and Dark Knight's like, I don't care, kills him. Just move on his way.
I've always taken it like Paladin is the guy who is protecting the nobles, giving the speech to the people on the platform. Dark Knight's the guy who goes through the platform the back way and then stabs the noble right in front of everyone, and then leaves in the shadows.
There is a Necromancer. Actually, the Necromancer is very different to like the just answering a question in the chat here.
Yeah, no, take your time, man.
Necromancer for Final Fantasy seems to be different than what we're going to get for Reaper in 14. And yeah, you're right about the Necromancer. Their ability, the undead innate support ability, means the Necromancer will be hurt by healing spells. Okay.
I don't think they're going to do that.
but spells like Death will fully replenish their HP.
I don't think they do that. That's crazy, but they did. That'd be funny as shit, but it wouldn't happen.
They have Drain Touch, they have Dark Art abilities. Yeah, their Dark Art abilities, Drain Touch, Deep Freeze, Meltdown, Hellwind. If I see any of these abilities on the Reaper, then yeah, that'll be the clearest connection.
Yeah. We need to see like a job action for the Reaper when he comes out.
Yeah,
like when we get the little trailer.
You're both probably right. It's probably definitely going to be like that. It's definitely going to have something to do with the Necromancer, from like Final Fantasy V and shoot, I think Necromancer was in Final Fantasy Tactics.
It was in which Tactics? Tactics Advanced, Tactics A2, or Original Tactics? Because it's not an Original Tactics. I know that by heart.
No, then it won't be. Oh no, it's in Tactics Ogre, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in Tactics Ogre.
Yeah, it's in Tactics Ogre, but not in. Oh my goodness, chair! I swear, you will be the death of my emotions one day.
See, I got a new chair and it's nice. It reclines. It's got a footrest.
My chair used to do that until its gas lift just started sinking. So I'm gonna have to buy a new one.
Ugh, that sucks, man. I'm sorry.
Disregard Necro by a Necromancer.
Necromancer.
Oh my gosh, Draco.
Is that that has to have been a joke class from some RPG, Necromancer.
What's up, Knives? How you doing, man? Reapers, a Void Scent related Garlemald thing, though. Yeah. So yeah, we know that Reapers originate from the the Garlean side of the they're soulless of Final Fantasy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, it comes from Garlean.
Right, and it's basically angry farmers who are just like, we hate being taken advantage of. So we're going to study the dark arts of.
Because Garleans cannot use magic, so
they
it might
can't
not be
use magic, so
but it might not be magic.
It might not. Well, okay. So, a rule that a lot of people seem to forget: Void Scent and its magic can be used scientifically. So, if you think about it, Void Scents, their relics and everything, it could have been found by these farmers and used to summon or capture a Void Scent so that they can become Reapers.
There might be like something like that. Sounds like something Darkest Dungeon related. Hey, we're pissed off farmers, so we're going to summon Eldritch gods.
And you gotta also remember that Garleans who can't use magic can still use void magic.
Mm-hmm.
They're not using magic from their own ether or from the planet's ether. They're using void magic.
It's like Dark Knights. Dark Knights technically don't use magic. They use the inner darkness of everyone.
No, Dark Knights use their own magic.
Yeah,
their magic.
It's their own magic. It's not like a magic coming from an external source. It's just
right. It's their magic is quite literally their. I guess you could say it's their energy within. I guess it's the darkness within. There we go. It's
anyone
the darkness
can use
within.
it because they literally say everyone has darkness inside them. It's quite healthy. Also, someone joined.
Embrace the darkness. Embrace
darkness.
Darkness.
Darkness. Imprisoning me.
Still trying to get these mounts. Solus just logged in and poured it away. I want to know what he's doing.
It's all right. I just got my pre-order for Endwalker today.
Oh,
Nice.
I need to get my pre-order in.
I got mine. I got my earrings.
Today.
Very nice. And right now I am on.
You guys ever see those like old like WoW footage from like 2007 of people lining up outside GameStops or like game stores around the world?
I've done that.
Copies?
Yes.
I've actually done that with Halo Reach.
I did that with Smash Bros.
Yeah, I did that too with Smash Bros.
You know, I had a funny story about that. We were getting Smash Bros. And the DLC got announced for Piranha Plant, and I was talking with the guy at the store because everyone was getting their Smash copy, and they said, and the conversation came up of like, what DLC character do you want? He's like, you know who I want? And he said, I want Joker from Persona 5. I'm like, Joker from Persona 5's never going to be in Smash.
Joke's
And
on
you're
you!
Yeah, joke's on me.
It's like, god damn it.
And he's like one of the best characters in the game.
He was really fun.
He's like the freaking world champion used Joker, and it was just like Joker is a little bit weak, and it's just like, yeah, but Arsene.
Wanna bet?
Arsene, yeah.
Wanna bet?
I have not gotten the season 2 pass because I just don't like any of the characters in season 2.
I never really played.
I'm not saying they're bad. They personally don't
do
appeal
the
to
trial. It was
So
fun, but I felt like it was being rushed. That was in my opinion.
what was being rushed? Huh? Season 2? I don't think so. Like, they came out with some good characters.
I mean, Sephiroth
Like-
was good, but I just
Okay, so so a lot of people seem to misunderstand like how Terry Bogard is probably like one of the best things they've brought out into Smash, because
I love Terry, but when that announcement came, I'm like, yo, let's fucking go.
so Terry Bogard, Sephiroth was a big deal, especially
Yeah.
since it's coming from Square Enix and Final Fantasy VII, and how Square Enix doesn't like sharing their worth.
Square Enix doesn't like sharing its worth with itself because there's a shocking amount of like isolation between Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy.
Min Min, I think, was par for the course. I think that was a Nintendo
Min Min's
request.
it was a safe DLC. I said if it's gonna be from ARMS, it needs to be a character that's likable. You can't have Ribbon Girl or Spring Man because those character designs kind of suck. But Min Min's really good.
Right, Kazuya is also. I was excited
Kazuya's
for
a safe
Kazuya.
choice, and I feel like he's fine for Smash.
I thought Kazuya was a fun choice because obviously they're working with the people who make Tekken, so it's like,
Yeah.
why not have a representation from Tekken?
It's not gonna
in
be
the game?
It's not gonna be a Soul Calibur character for the 5th one. I can tell you that.
Nah, it's not.
It's not gonna be. It's definitely not.
No,
gonna
it's
be
super not gonna be Ivy. If they can't put Mai in, it's not gonna be Ivy.
How much you wanna?
Exactly.
I was so hoping it would be like Rayman or something that'll pop into the game.
Actually,
Right?
that would
I don't
be-
think it's gonna be Rayman.
It's oh my god.
I think it's
You
gonna be.
wanna-
I think it's gonna be a safe like pick. Like it's gonna be like.
Oh my god.
I know the meme is JRPG man, but I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be
That
someone from like
damn
Xenoblade or something
fish. The damn fish spewed on me for hysteria and sent me walking off the edge.
like that. Yep.
I hate that fish.
Leviathan or.
You said it, dog. You said it.
Yeah, they hate the fish as well. Sorry about that. Hold on.
No, that's fine.
You know who's my favorite who's my favorite class shift tonally between 11 and 14? Blue Mage. Blue Mage at 11 is like this like kind of like somber order of knights who like take monster souls in, and it's about like you balancing your own soul with the monsters because there's a lot of blue mages who have lost their souls, and you have to put them down because they become monsters. And then you get to 14, and it's this fucking con artist coming back with a new world, and you have to go investigate him because he's this con artist, and a lot of adventures got the shit kicked out of them because they go and get hit by the enemies to learn their powers.
What's
And
funny?
He's always a con artist.
What's funny is that he's a con artist, but it's like he's not, because what
He's a scoundrel with a heart of gold.
he's legit though, because he actually can use the abilities of blue mages.
But it's with all the risk of 11.
Honestly, I did like 11's story for it too. It was actually.
They're
pretty
both
neat.
good. I just think it's funny.
Yeah.
You go from being a monster to a performer, basically.
I like the performer. I thought the Blue Mage being performer was a very fresh take for a Final Fantasy class. At least in like terms of 14.
They turned a new world ability. This is the first new world ability, by the way.
Yeah.
And they said, hey, why not we just use it for entertainment?
Mhm. I mean, that's kind of something that's like was historically like, I mean, like zoos and stuff like that. To take like something that you don't really see every day and make entertainment.
I mean, it's monster abilities,
Mhm.
so like it makes sense. you don't see monster abilities being used as a like a way to defeat monsters. So it's like
Yeah. And I do like the Mass Carnival, how it reminds me once again a lot of 5, where the boss fights are more puzzles for you to figure out, which is fitting because Blue Mage first appeared in 5.
right.
Yeah.
And you both have played 5, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My
Five
first one,
bosses are not really boss fights; they're more puzzles that you break over backwards with the Blue Mage.
Exactly. So don't get me wrong on one boss though. I still hate his ass when you hit him with a physical. He resets the whole goddamn fight.
What boss is that?
It was that one mage. What was it? Where like you have to split your party up into 2 teams.
Martine's such a joke, and I love it.
I think I know what you're talking about. It's been a while.
It's where you're trying to unlock all the weapons and that, and you have to go. Yeah. So yeah, you know where I'm going for with that.
Mm-hmm.
There's the undercurrent in the quest about corporate exploitation. It's weird how like even Final Fantasy VII, like the main thing in the beginning was corporate. Like
well, that was a breath of fresh air for the Final Fantasy series. Was taking you saw a little bit in 6, but 6 was still very fantasy-like, and Final Fantasy 7 was more like cyberpunk, even like in little villages and stuff like that.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And that was a breath of fresh air. I think in hindsight, it kind of ruined a lot of the charm of the series for me, but
9 was actually pretty unique.
yeah, 9 was a good last callback to classic Final Fantasies. I don't like Final Fantasies past 9. That's because I don't like the aesthetic. I don't like the storylines, and I'm not really a big fan of the characters.
No, I really liked 10. 10 didn't go to 10 was actually for me. I thought 10 was like a good middle point for me because their thing was technology was like bad because of their central religion, but technology like they still do blitzball, huh?
Yeah, blitzball.
Yes. Like I said,
brother, let me tell you about the Albeds and the blitzball. I enjoyed that playthrough so goddamn much.
I really liked 10. I didn't like too much of 10 too because of just everything, but like
I've heard bad things about 10 too.
10-2's battle system was actually an upgrade, arguably and probably a bad take, but if people explored it, they'd probably find it to be more interesting.
Is 10-2 the one with the intro that's like an idol like concert?
Yes.
Because I remember, I think it's like a green text or something like that. Someone's talking about buying 10-2.
Turns out the church is just saying
it. They get 10-2 and they're like a kid, and then like they're super excited because like they play Final Fantasy and their parents are in the room, and that idol concert pops in, and they said their parents looked at them with like such a big look of disappointment.
Man, I could tell you one thing though. So when it came to 12, I was okay with 12. The story
I'm okay with
was
12 as well.
The story was too political and boring for me though. Like they never actually explained why Vaughn could see what Ash could see in the beginning until he couldn't. And I thought they were going to be like, "Oh, Vaughn has royal bloodline." And that would have been cool because I'm like, "Oh, so Vaughn's royalty?" Ew.
Where haven't we seen that one before?
It's like, please don't tell me he's gonna get with Ash or anything like that. But they never went that way. Vaughn's still a street rat, but I always thought because
I got hit by the train.
I
thought I was on the green part. I got clipped by the train.
Oh, that's such a sad thing to happen, man.
Sorry. Go on.
I always thought that Vaughn could have been like royalty or something in 12, but that's not the case. So the thing is that he just apparently could just see, I guess, the ghost. Why am I getting stunned? What the? Oh no, I'm getting paralyzed.
I've always been pretty open. I've never really liked Nomura's writing, and like I've never really liked modern Final Fantasy stuff.
Nomura?
Nomura's writing.
Well, okay.
I've never liked Kingdom Hearts writing, ever. I like Kingdom Hearts because I like the gameplay of it, and I'm a big Disney fan, and I like the art style of Kingdom Hearts.
Let's be honest. It's more than Nomura when it came to Kingdom Hearts, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's more. I say more of it like a blanket term. but because like he's the poster boy, but it's more than just Nomura as a problem.
Final Fantasy VIII was great. That is an opinion that you are having, sir.
Yeah, that is an opinion you have alone.
I literally thought it was all right, but
Okay, Final Fantasy VIII wasn't even that bad. Like, I actually...
Like I said, it was all right.
Godblade is always fucking cool.
Like
I say, it was all right.
8 had some good points, but I can't say I had like the best time with it, especially with its system. The story was all right. It was all right, but like I couldn't really get down with the main character. Like sometimes the mood shifts just didn't work out. let's just say that. Like this guy is supposed to be like that 90s rebel or something. He's supposed to be like that 90s rebel, and at the same time it's just like, bro, all these people are trying to help you. Stop being an asshole.
I want to be an asshole.
You know, I would appreciate if that was just Squall's like entire purpose. I just want to be a dick.
Right, like these people helped him out, and then they all. What I had a big problem with is that Squall was like elected to be leader for practically no reason.
And fucking taking over, or pretty much past the leader of the whole fucking school.
Like, he was made the leader of the group for really no reason at all. I was just like, why though? Why are you the leader, man? And it's like, you're the main character. I'm like, I don't care. It still makes no sense why Squall's the leader. I mean, I get it if he was chosen to be the leader for a reason. That was like one of my big conniptions. He did not deserve it. He didn't earn to be the leader of the group.
I think one of the reasons the problem I had with like modern Final Fantasy stories, 14 aside, and I don't know about 16 is it's a lot of deny fate, but you can only do that story so many times before it starts sounding like the same song and dance.
Wait, hold on. You said the ghost was an Akurian manipulating Ash using the death of Ash's loved one. Vaughn, having lost Rex, also could see the ghost. That's also why later both see Vaughn. Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense then. And I guess Vaughn got over the fact that his brother, is dead and couldn't see the ghost no more. System was scuffed because you could either break it, open. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we all don't talk about 13. We all don't
break
talk
it like a
about
McDonald's toy.
He was prophesized to be the
I do
kid.
not like 13. I tried to like 13. Like 13 was my first Final Fantasy game. I was like, yeah, I'll give Final Fantasy a try. I'm like, this sucks.
That could ruin so many people's take on like Final Fantasy. Like,
It ruined my take on Final Fantasy for a while until I went back to the classic games. I'm like, I love this.
And then you hear her fucking footsteps the whole time. You're like, good God.
See, I don't even mind the hallway gameplay. Like, I do not mind that at all. I'm fine with linear RPGs.
But I'm more talking about her shoes. Clop, 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 clop.
Oh yeah, the clop. The coconuts on the bottom of the soles, like shouting.
Oh man,
that's interesting.
Yeah.
But I don't like. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like modern Final Fantasy has like the same problem I had with Kingdom Hearts writing, and it's very arrogant feeling. It's a problem I have with like Kojima writing. It's like Kojima and like Final Fantasy, the guys who write Final Fantasy, have the same kind of problem where they get an idea in their head and they don't ask if anyone's going to actually enjoy the story. They just kind of want to write the story, but then no one actually enjoys it, and the people who say they enjoy it are lying.
That's exactly what 13
And they try to come up with like, why do you like the story? The story's Kino. That's not a word you use in that context!
You know what? Kojima's still Kojima. I still like Kojima.
I like Kojima's games, but a lot of the writing I like from Metal Gear does not come from Kojima.
Right.
Like I said, my problem with Kojima is Metal Gear. I do not like Metal Gear Solid 2. I like aspects of Metal Gear Solid 2, but I don't like Metal Gear Solid 2 because it's a lot of stopping for Kojima to basically talk in your ear. And then like the stuff that's genuinely enjoyable about Metal Gear, it is not written by Kojima. That's why I adore 3, because 3 is just like taking the flaws of 2, pushing them aside, and you have a lot of good characters, a lot of good conversations with Big Boss and like his gang of his mission control gang and stuff like that, and it's fun. they're very likable characters, and you want to know more about them. And like when you have that moment at the ending of MGS3 where he doesn't shake the president's hand, you're just like, okay, I get it. Perfect. That's a great ending to that game.
The meta story that was going on in MGS2 kind of threw me off really hard.
It's not a bad story, but it's one of the games I like to call a Wikipedia game, where you read the synopsis on Wikipedia and you go, that's a fantastic story, or that's a great idea for a story, and then you play the game, and the game does such a terrible idea, does such a terrible way of portraying it or pacing, that you get so bored by the story and you're so confused by the story. Here's like what Metal Gear Solid 2 writing is like. It's like, imagine if like Raiden goes to like McDonald's and like he's like, I want to order a hamburger. He's like Raiden, we're ordering a hamburger. Let me tell you about the Big Mac. And like it goes to a cutscene of like the grill being cooked. It's like, Big Macs were invented in 1962 by the McDonald's brothers. The McDonald's brothers? Yes, they ran a fast food thing. And like you do that for 20 minutes, and all you need to tell you is like, oh yeah, Raiden just likes hamburgers.
Very cool story.
And that's Metal Gear, where it's like they have a whole cutscene talking about what nuclear deterrence is, and just say, oh no, they just want to set off a nuke in high orbit so they can set off an EMP to make a sovereign state out of Manhattan.
Well, I think you're right, because when I read it on Wikipedia, oh, that makes sense. Then you play the game, you're like,
Wait, what the fuck just happened?
What? What's happening?
Yeah. That's the same thing with Final Fantasy as well.
Not to that degree. Not to that degree. Like,
it's
Metal Gear Solid, if we're talking about, like, who would win that contest, Metal Gear Solid would be stomping Final Fantasy into the ground. Like, you are a noob, sir.
When I enter a coherence contest, so my enemy is Metal Gear Solid.
I would say, Kingdom Hearts would be a good rival to Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, here's the big problem with modern Final Fantasy. Is that it's modern.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, 15 was.
Ooh, I got the Android.
All right.
Modern Final Fantasy isn't bad. It's just you need to have good writing if you're going to bring it into.
Well, I think it can be summed up with either 13 or the recent Paradise Lost trailer, where people are memeing on it. But that's kind of the problem I have with like Nomura's writing when it comes to Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy and like 15 and stuff like that, where it's very arrogant and it's very in your face, and it's kind of why a lot of people don't like Dragon Guard 3. Because Dragon Guard 3 starts with a character basically yelling at you and basically being just an awful piece of shit. Dragon Guard 3 is a good game, and I like the Nier series, the Dragon Guard series, but
yeah.
you know, but like Nier didn't become as popular as it was because it wasn't 2B shouting at you, calling everyone like an obscenity under the sun. You know, first impressions are everything, and I think Final Fantasy, like Nomura writing, does a very bad job of first impressions, and that's what turns a lot of people off, because it's very arrogant, very in your face, very flawed characters.
I wouldn't say that. I think Kingdom Hearts started off very, very well. What messed up Kingdom Hearts was the fact that they started overcomplicating things.
Yeah,
ironically going against like the whole like first opening theme song. Simple and clean.
Yeah. Kingdom Hearts is a very, very cozy, like the first Kingdom Hearts is a very, very cozy game. It does what it's supposed to do, where it's kind of meant for like kids and teenagers. You know, it's supposed to be like the cool designs for teenagers, and it's supposed to be the Disney stuff for kids, and it's got an excellent art style, and it's a very fun game. It's very colorful, and it plays well, and it's got a lot of potential. I feel they squandered that potential in Nomura's own ego boosting and like that team's own ego boosting series, but that's argument for another time.
Well,
I'm saying when you get to Final Fantasy, and you just have like a lot of extreme stuff, and I think that's why Dragon Quest does so well. Is because Dragon Quest, throughout all the games of Dragon Quest, they've tried new things, but they've always kept the identity of what is Dragon Quest. You know, and that's what a lot of people like Grizzly? Dragon Quest. Oh, sorry. That's why a lot of people like Dragon Quest, because Dragon Quest is Dragon Quest. It's cozy, it's great. You know, you're not really being challenged or yelled at or anything like that. You're just like, hey, you had a long day? Come play this cozy RPG, and like come, you know, hey, look, a little slime, or look, these like beautifully Toriyama created designed characters.
So I would go ahead, Wraith. What's up?
I was gonna say Tetsuya Nomura is right. The problem is that he's writing. He's a character designer. Character designers should not be writers.
Well, no, I feel no, because people have their talents and their weaknesses, but Nomura's talent is not.
Like Taite Kubo, Bleach was really good, really cool character design, horrible writing.
Yeah,
just
but like
you don't watch Dragon Ball Z for the story now, do you?
I mean, like the characters like Dragon Ball.
At the beginning, before everyone was like, "Oh, well, if you're not a Saiyan, then screw you."
Well, yeah, but that's Toriyama has never Toriyama. Toriyama has never professed being a great writer. He's always been like, I'm a terrible writer, but I just really like action films and old wushu kung fu flicks. And that's fine. Dragon Ball doesn't try to overstep its boundaries. It has personal flaws, but it's not the worst shonen series out there that just took a dump.
So Nomura Katase's writing is all about taking wild ideas and keep stacking them up, introducing more and more characters. Oh my god. Oh no! Well, I wasn't paying attention.
I'm saying that if you let's take Final Fantasy VII for example, like original Final Fantasy VII.
Oh boy, here we go.
And you compare that to like the first class, to like the 1 through 6 games. And you go, yeah, that looks like a Final Fantasy game. It looks like Final Fantasy. I mean, it looks a little different. It has a little different art styles, but at its core, Final Fantasy VII feels like a Final Fantasy game. Would you disagree with me on that?
No, I don't. I get so tired of people talking about 7.
Well, yeah, 7's overrated. I like 7, but 7's overrated.
Yes, no, like,
but
like,
then,
let's
take 15 and like 13 and stuff like that, and like the more modern, like Nomura style. Even like let's throw Kingdom Hearts in there. Just let's do it. Like I would say 8, like ignoring 9, 8, like 13, 11, 10, and you like to do all that stuff. And you compare it to like the identity of Final Fantasy, and you go, these are 2 completely different game series. Like completely different. They may have some like names and stuff like that, but like there is
the best opinion right there. For Final Fantasy took a dive when Sakaguchi decided to say bye.
Yes, I honestly think so. I think that's I like people talk about MMOs and why 14 is doing so well. I think the reason why 14 is doing so well is because 14 at its core feels like a Final Fantasy game. You have all these classes, you have all these characters, you have all these things. I mean, like, yeah, some pacing in 14 gets a little muddied, but like, it's overall, it's very simple stories. And no one's constantly yelling at you. No one's really truly arrogant. There's no crazy wild ideas. It is
Grizzly. What do you mean, Grizzly? I see. Grizzly, what do you mean by that?
Arrogant.
Terrible
he
take.
Says, I remember Alpha No and Alexander when you first met them. They were arrogant little pricks.
Oh yeah, but that's called character progression.
I know. I was just joking.
Yeah. Yeah, and everyone likes them now because they're truly
character development.
That's right. So there was always somebody writing with Nomura when it came to his work in Final Fantasy. So there was always like an anchor. So Nomura, when you leave Nomura alone, you get Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah. Well, I don't think Nomura knows subtly, and I think that I think either he's convinced everyone that he's the greatest writer of all time, or Square Enix has convinced themselves that he's the greatest writer of all time.
I think Square Enix or somebody higher up be like, "Oh yeah, you're a very good writer. I could see that right now." And
I know 7's overrated, but I genuinely do like the story of 7. But 7 is very subtle with its stuff. That's 7 is very like. They hold off on Sephiroth, and then when you get to like the big iconic moments like Sephiroth and the Burning Village, when you get to that moment, or death, it's very impactful. It's very impactful.
I will say this, that doesn't mean it's a good story, that just means it has good cinematic moments.
But I'm saying that it has good pacing up to those moments, and the moments have, meaning. And like, the final moment with Cloud and Tifa before the final dungeon's also a nice moment and stuff like that. And you have like those but like everything's impactful because the game leads up to that with subtlety. No one just wants to go right to those scenes right away, and he doesn't understand why the scenes work.
Here's the hardest question. What do you think is the best story in the Final Fantasy series? Which one had the best story?
Oh, that's a tough one. Because I'm going to say 14 or Heaven's Word, but excluding 14.
Still say 6.
I say 5.
Say 5.
Yes.
I say 6.
8 or 9.
6 is a tough act to follow, but I genuinely say 5.
The worst part about Final Fantasy IX though is that Vivi and Zidane's backstories kind of step on each other's toes.
Yeah, because you have you have an amazing story when it comes to Vivi, and then there's Zidane, who also is like, when you get to a point, it's like, okay, now we're figuring out more about Zidane.
Don't get me wrong, I love Zidane as a character. He's a great protagonist as a whole, but it's just his backstory and Vivi's just kind of. They should have done something different for either Vivi or for Zidane. I apologize for interrupting you.
Oh yeah, I like Zidane as a main character in a main plot because he knew who he was in the beginning, and there was like no lying about like who he was or like some sort of character arc change until like he figures out who he was. And actually saw it for what it was in the truth, and I'm like, I like that. I don't like him like going in depression mode for no damn reason. I like that.
Sorry, I'm playing Destiny 2.
Lol, pay no attention to me. I'm just messing with Rathalos. That's fine.
I think the problem is you can just see like this shit because like what broke my heart the most out of this David remake.
Fun fact, Sync. I keep adding. I always ask my friends always ask like, "Hey, what are you watching?" "Oh, I'm watching Sync Reaver." "Oh, why don't you give me a link?" And so you just get more subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
I think like I feel as though I should get like $500,000 or something. I don't know. You know.
Well, we'll talk once I start getting those 150,000 views every time I post a
us
video.
Who are you peasants? Get away from me.
I still need to give Faye her actual money for, all her pro bono arts,
Yeah, and also it'd be funny if you're just like you finally make it and you're just like so rich and I'm like, yo, what's up? It's me, it's your boy Ray. And you're like, it's like who?
Well,
I can't.
I like to talk about our sponsors, Raycon.
I think I will never forget. If I ever make it big, I probably will never forget the people who I've actually come in contact with, but I will start forgetting people who are just like, "Oh, Sync, I'm a big fan of yours. Oh, thank you." And then I don't see them for like a year, and then they come back.
Wait,
yeah, I tried to stay sub to you.
Sync's gonna come out of the limo, like limo at the live events in May, just wearing like a big Dark Knight fluffy jacket.
I have
walking on his Dark Knight sword like a pip cane.
No, I'm just imagining Sync when he makes it big. It's just like people asking him for money and everything. It's just like that Dave Chappelle picture with him with the sunglasses and the money all wrapped around him.
Yeah, and then he walks to the bouncer. It's like, yes, my name's Sync Weaver.
Oh wait, let me get this.
You're not on the list, sir. Oh. Okay, sorry.
Oh no! I'm fighting Ramu. Oh.
No, I'm just joking.
I'm fighting Grandpa. Grandpa's he's actually not.
Wait, are you fighting original Grandpa or hot Grandpa?
Yeah. Oh no, he's hot.
I guess original Grandpa, because original Grandpa is like.
Big bushy beard, Grandpa.
Yeah. Best Grandpa, I guess.
I think one of the most heartbreaking things for me in Final Fantasy, like of a Final Fantasy in general, was I think they asked the original scenario writer.
Mystic Quest? Did you just say Mystic Quest, Draco? As best story? Is that a story?
He's trolling you.
Has to be.
I mean, like I would say it's a good story if you're talking about like subverting expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Like like poking fun at yourself. Yes.
I've never.
I don't think Mystic Quest is poking fun of itself. I think it was just dead serious.
I haven't even answered the question myself. The best story.
Yeah. What's your best?
So hear me out.
I also like 10.
As much as I love 9 as a story, as much as I love that game to death, and it's my favorite Final Fantasy, I would say the best narrative story in pretty much all of Final Fantasy. I don't. Because it's definitely not 7. I can tell you
definitely not 7.
It's definitely not 7.
One of the things I did like. Oh, I apologize. I'll say it when you're done.
No, it's all cool. Let me think. Cause it's not 10, even though 10 has a really good theme to it, which is basically death and rebirth. I would say it's a cross between like 4, 6. Well, now that I think about it, 6 has multiple stories in it, and 2. Now, before people start questioning 2,
really,
outside the systems of Final Fantasy 2,
I like the systems in 2. People just need to get good.
Wars.
Because the system is near there for a lot of people, especially seeing how it really is just like a grind for 2, and I can't do it. But the story is probably more grittier than what people think of it. It also is like straight-laced. The characters are actually I'd say the characters are defined in their position. There's no like emotional switchback. So the main character lost his entire town and his family, but he stays stoic for like his childhood friend, who I'm pretty sure has like a love interest in her, and they lost one of their other friends until later. And the 4 of them, they're not chosen heroes. They're rebels who are basically a covert kind of like a covert. What's the word? They're like a platoon. They're a small group of,
like a squadron.
Yeah, like a squad, and they're sent on small missions instead of taking on big ones. Yeah, covert, right. So they're not big time heroes, they're just people. And then they get the chance to take down the Emperor, and they do, and the Emperor was just like, haha, this was always part of my plan, claw. I'm like, wait, what's going on? He comes back, he's the Emperor of Hell. I'm like, how did you do that?
Bureaucracy.
And big brain flexing like Palpatine.
We had a vote.
And then I played the extended edition. Turns out the devil was in a chest. I was like, what are you doing here? And we had to fight him.
Listen, this is one thing I will say about
Chrono Trigger.
This is one thing I will say about Final Fantasy that they always screw up. The original ending is really good, and then they make another one, or they extend it instead of just wrapping it up. Perfect example.
Well, you can
Final
ignore
Fantasy...
the extensions if you don't like them.
I know, but I'm saying like Final Fantasy X had a really good ending, and then they ruined it by like, oh no, here's 10-2, and now they're about to ruin it again.
Wasn't the novel that like the main character dies because he kicks a cannonball?
Wait, in 10? No.
Yeah, it was like 10. Like it was like some 10 novelization that was so bad and you make it for the West.
No spoilers. The main character doesn't like die traditionally. He just fades away.
Ah.
He was just a dream.
Yep.
You know what's the most heartbreaking thing for me in Final Fantasy?
Is it immune to the scuff retcons?
Was it the death of, was it watching Zack just like die even though you're fighting waves and waves and waves of enemies?
Oh wait!
No, not that.
Crisis Core.
How is that not the worst?
Crisis Core.
Not that. It was the scenario designer for 7 when they interviewed him for the 7 remake, and he was talking about like, yeah, so I gave some suggestions for to Nomura about writing the scenarios and stuff like that, and writing the story. How much of that advice did he take? He took none of it.
I'm so surprised.
And I'm oh!
It's just like the final guy for Final, who was originally supposed to do, Tetsuya Nomura was supposed to do 13, which was 13 verses at the end, or 15, and he...
Yeah, because they milked the hell out of 13, I remember that era.
No, not only that, but, because originally 13, Final Fantasy 15, and Type 0 was all supposed to be taking place in the same universe, just at different time periods. 13 was supposed to be the present, Type 0 was like the distant past, and
versus 13 was the future.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
He is still salty to this day about Type 13 not happening.
Who?
In Nomura, every time, like, when Nomura gets a chance, like, you can see it a lot, Nomura has put, like, the Versus 13 designs in, like, Kingdom Hearts 3, he's like, made references to it, he has, like, the costumes for Noctis all the time, but, he always talks about, he's like, man, I really want to do Versus 13.
Well, here's the thing, Nomura, don't be a dipshit.
Well, hopefully, if 16 does well, hopefully be a new era of Final Fantasy where you can just get good writers and just go back to the... because I feel like the problem I have with Final Fantasy nowadays, with Cypher 14, is it needs to go back to the core of Final Fantasy. It doesn't need to be like nostalgia bait, but it needs to have that core feeling. That's why Dragon Quest is doing so well. Because Dragon Quest always feels like Dragon Quest.
Dragon Quest doesn't... Okay, so to be fair, Dragon Quest doesn't change because the people who are making Dragon Quest don't want it to change.
Yeah, and I feel Final Fantasy needs to stop changing.
Well, no, that's the thing. It's starting to stagnate now.
It's starting to stagnate, and then you have like games like the Bravely series coming out, including Bravely Default 2, fucking selling a shit ton of money, and then like Square Enix going, we don't know if this is a success or not, as the money rolls in.
Well, here's a story for you guys. So there was a documentary on like the music for Dragon Quest and the production of Dragon Quest. The musician and the main producer for that, old man will not give up the reins to being the head musician for Dragon Quest. He's also a hardcore traditionalist and allegedly a racist. Allegedly, not saying that he is, but he's a hardcore traditionalist. That's a fact. And his music hasn't really changed much, as you can tell. There's still like the same thematic trumpet and you know,
trumpet.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't like changed how like 14 or not even 14, all of Final Fantasy, they try something at the very least new, and even if it's the same thematic music, it's recognizable. Yeah, it's recognizable, but it's not like it's not boring.
Final Fantasy 15 and Final Fantasy 6 are two completely different game series.
Well, here's the thing. When it comes to Dragon Quest, right? If we're sticking to that, that's Square Enix game. They stuck with the core, with how Dragon Quest is good, and plenty of fans still like it to this day. However, because it is not really changed for over the freaking 11 games that it's gone through, I think it's 12 now?
Almost like 30 years, I think, yeah.
It's starting to stagnate. Because of just like how it's been the same, literally. And though
Didn't 11 do well?
Yeah, 11 did very well, right? It did.
11 did fantastic. It's I think it's the best-selling game worldwide in the series.
In Japan, I think.
No, like worldwide, I think.
It's still going.
If it's the best one worldwide, I think. Well, Dragon Quest isn't like the other Dragon Quest, I should say.
Dragon Quest is still very niche.
Wasn't like very huge. 11's not stagnant. Well, no, not 11, but like the series itself being 11 coming in, right? 11 is and 10 was an MMO. Yeah, but nobody knows that.
Yeah, nobody knows 10. They only know Yoshi P.
Like 10, Dragon.
What I was gonna.
There is no 10. Only Yoshi P.
There is no. Oh, damn.
Yeah. I was gonna say about my original point with Tetsuya and the whole versus 13 thing. One thing that I will say that pisses me off about why I don't understand why Square doesn't just get rid of Nomura or just get him out of the writing room is because he's a horrible director. Am I honest?
Yeah, he's had a lot of games where he's been taken off the director role because the games won't get finished because he's very fanciful with ideas. That's
what I'm saying. So, like on that same junction, it's like, okay, well, like, you know, everyone's like, oh, well, when's Kingdom Hearts 3 coming out? Or, you know, when's, like, this game coming out? And, like, he just constantly made, like, oh, here's a, like, little demo about Final Fantasy, or about Kingdom Hearts 3. It's like, oh, man, we're so excited it's going to come out within the next few years. And then he's like, because apparently what was happening, he would just, like, start it, and then he'd be like, oh, it's not good enough, he'd just scrap it.
I remember 15 was going to be a musical.
Let me correct myself.
Scrap it, and then the director of 15 who got it, he said he knew he had to get it out of Nomura's hands if he wanted the game done in his lifetime.
Mm-hmm. So,
let me correct myself. So Dragon Quest isn't stagnant. 11 is very prominent. However, how many other Dragon Quests did people in the West actually play and can remember?
Fair enough. I like Dragon Quest, but fair enough.
So, like, the only ones I can remember is Dragon Quest 4, 6, 9, and 11. Yeah, 9 and 11. And not I had
as 8 as well.
10 never came to the West. 10 never reached the West.
Until recently, but yeah.
No, I don't think it's still here. I don't think it's here either.
And one of the recent things they did in the Square Enix Live, they announced they're going to make a single-player version of 10 for the West to play.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
So
it has PS2 graphics, so let's see how far that goes.
Yeah, I guarantee you, it's just gonna be dumped up. You know what I want in Final Fantasy? I want what's his name? Toriyama to start designing outfits for Final Fantasy, because goddamn, this Dragon Quest has some sexy ass girls.
I mean,
like with his like 3 character designs that he always uses.
They're always good. They're always good.
He's like, don't judge me.
Look, man, those 3 designs have carried numerous series. I like Dragon Quest 3's character designs.
I mean,
Dragon Quest 3 is responsible for most of Japan's ideas of video game fantasy.
I sometimes get a little, I don't know, bored looking at the main character of each one. Like
the main characters are boring. I'm always talking about the class jobs.
Like, I would say, yeah, not even 11's main character, like, as... he's not bad, but
I think the best is 8.
I don't want to be bored looking at him, so...
8 is very good. The main character for 8, he's got a very good design, because he looks like a schlub. He's got a little mouse in his pocket. Yeah, I'm excited for 16. I hope the best for 16. I'm still a little iffy because I kind of want to return to turn-based combat, but you can't always ask for everything. And I've always thought that Square Enix kind of just hates the idea of turn-based combat.
Well, it's because the industry essentially has changed. Turn-based combat is still good, it's still prevalent and everything, it's just not as big as it used to be.
Which is shocker, because Persona 5 is one of the most high-selling franchises right now, and it's got turn-based combat. My only problem is they don't want to do turn-based combat, but they keep trying to make these halfway solutions to turn-based combat. To the point that the game doesn't even feel that good. I do not like 7 Remake's gameplay, because it wants to be character action, but it still wants to remind you that it's an RPG and have a forced turn-based system that doesn't really feel that good.
I'm okay with what it is.
It's not the best.
For 7 Remake, I'm actually, I actually like it. It's not, it's action combat, but it's
a remake, not a remastering or it's a reimagining. That's why I'm just I'm fine with it, because at least you can change up the characters and have different ways to play the game essentially. Because I like Barrett, he's my favorite character in Final Fantasy VII, so I always play with him. So I play.
I'm not too salty about it though, because they still make Final Fantasy spin-offs and stuff like that, and they always have the turn-based combat. So I'm still getting my fill, just not in anything mainline. You still have fantastic games I like Final Fantasy Dimensions. I like Bravely Default. I like the Pixel remasters. So I'm still getting my fill.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Capcom thought Survivor Horror was dead.
Oh yeah. They've
I'm getting called. Wait, what?
Say what?
Say what? I'm so excited Clone High is coming back.
Oh, Clone High is coming back.
Oh yeah, it's coming back. They are in the production of making it.
Ring a ding ding. Nothing bad ever happened to the Kennedys.
God, that Kennedy impression is so bad, but it's so accurate. Because everyone is a flanderization of historical figures, because that's the point. The only one who's super accurate is Kennedy.
Good God, 720.
It's be who you're supposed to be. I thought Kennedy was a playboy millionaire who conquered the moon.
Jesus Christ.
It's such a bad impression. It's so good.
Kennedy was a bit of a brainlet.
Kennedy was a massive brainlet. Well, until he didn't have a brain anymore. Is that going to get that stream? Is that going to get that stream flagged? Ah, shit. They were talking about a presidential assassination that happened 60 years ago.
No, it's like 50.
Yeah, 50. Long ass time ago.
Yeah.
God, I think another series that kind of went down the drain was kind of the Resident Evil series.
To a
degree.
I would say to a degree. I like 8, but I also don't like 8 and 7 because I like overall I like the aesthetics and I like how it's going to more back to its old B-movie horror routes with 8.
Listen, all I have to say is 8 was the best one because giant goth mommy.
Yeah, I like the lords, I like the setting, I like the art style.
I'm sorry, I'm a simple man.
And I like the enemies in 8. I feel like the enemies are really fun. I do not like the main characters in 7 and 8 because Resident Evil just forgot that Mia is a horrible, horrible bioterrorist who killed an innocent family and was probably going to kill more people. And they just kind of forgot that was a thing.
And 5, it kind of went downhill after.
Yeah. Like, I like the remake too. It's not as good as the original, but I liked it.
Resident Evil. Yeah, like I think the only reason 8 was popular was because hey, giant vampire mommy. But
well, yeah, the location's also fantastic.
Hey, listen, if you want some creepy shit, just go to Louisiana at night. That's all I gotta say.
I live in the South. I know what you're talking about.
That's one of the things. That was actually one of the things that made me really excited for the game. Was like it took place in Louisiana, an actual creepy ass place.
My only gripe and what took me out of Resident Evil 7 was not the Louisiana horror, because I think that's a great idea for a setting for like Resident Evil. It's like Louisiana horror. You're going to the deep swamps for because like a bioterrorist ship crashed in the middle of the swampland. That's a great idea. You're under the Baker residence, and there's like a big fucking Spencer ass mansion door there, and it like doesn't do anything with the swamp aesthetic. It just kind of like It's like afraid of being fully weird, so it just hits it like lean like lightly on Resident Evil nostalgia, and it feels really fucking out of place. This Louisiana family has fucking like intricate shadow puzzle traps and like large like Cerberus doors. And you're thinking this is not how anyone does it. Like it makes sense in Resident Evil 1 and 2 because it's B movie and like it's supposed to, the RPD is very obviously a weird museum. And the Spencer Mansion is supposed to be a weird, like, eccentric, crazy guy built it. But for 7, and 4 is some weird, like, old rustic village in, like, small country. 5 doesn't really have anything.
Welcome to the family.
In Africa in 5, I mean, for God's sakes.
It's just Africa.
Are you back yet?
Welcome to the family, son.
6, not really. In 7, you go to 7, you're thinking, the excuses, I guess, I guess the son did it all, but like this is like, no Louisiana family, and because the Bakers are supposed to be treated as normal, but like, how does a normal person just kind of go, son, why are you building a giant Cerberus door? I can't get the groceries in the house.
God.
It's like, son, you better unlock that damn puzzle door. I swear to God, I'm coming in there to whoop your ass with the belt, boy.
Oh, good God. No, he probably go, give me that whip, boy.
like I said, the setting itself does not lend itself to the weird intricacies that they wanted to do in 7. It works better in 8, because 8, you're in this weird European country, and it's like a small, like, village that's worshipped by a cult. Sure, it makes sense that the weird lords have weird eccentricities, and like it matches the setting and their personalities. When you portray the Bakers as a normal family, then you start getting like the question of why does this normal family have giant Spencer Mansion with death traps and weird, crazy like Resident Evil looking shit.
Oh yes, narrative dissonance.
Where the hell does this grenade? Because like, I would say it's the only game of the franchise that has bad narrative dissonance. Because every other Resident Evil game has very, very clearly been, this is supposed to be in the vein of like a B movie. Oh, yeah. Like an old horror B movie, and that worked perfectly for it. Resident Evil 7 tried to be more realistic and stuff like that, and tried to be more down to earth. And then you have a chainsaw fight.
But I was gonna say, if Sync is back, I posted a meme, and I'm not sure how everyone's gonna like it or hate it, but it's how I feel about Reaper.
Let me check it. What channel did you post it in?
Memes.
Alright. He's back?
No.
Oh.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
If anyone hates it,
where is the meme? Oh, memes.
If anyone-
Memes and more memes.
if anyone hates it, I will just say this: they hated Jesus for it.
Reaper, isn't that just Dark Knight with extra steps? Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, it is.
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I think that's why I'm so upset with Reaper. Honestly, it's just like, it's like
You can put a scythe on your Dark Knight and pretend to be a Reaper.
that's what I'm saying. It's like not only that, but like who else has it? White mages have it.
Black Mage.
White mage, black mage, warrior, dark knight, dragoon.
Yeah, but you can't stand as stupid as a Reaper. You can stand as stupid as a Dark Knight.
Yeah. It just, I'm so irritated because it's like, oh man, Yoshi P's gonna make an original class, and it's like, this is just Dark
Dude,
Knight
it's not
from 11.
original. It's based off Necromancer from fucking Final Fantasy
There's so many
5 and
things I have
the
to-
DS version of
No,
3.
it isn't from. It isn't
He's
based
got
off
some-
of 5. It's
what's
based.
going on?
If I had to, because from 5 you were a caster. Because Necromancer, you were a caster, not.
But it's influenced by that class.
No, it's influenced more from Dark Knight from 11, isn't it? Because
Yes.
they
Yeah,
even use
I'd say it's a mix of Necromancer and I'd say it's a mix of Necromancer and
ooh.
stuff.
What are we doing here?
Oh, check-
People were talking about the Mog Station. Oh,
Hey,
okay.
Sink, could you do me a favor real quick, my man?
Yes.
Could you check your memes channel?
What did you do?
Just look at it for me, please.
I mean, he's not wrong.
I mean, ultimately, he's not gonna be wrong.
Like, they even have the same animations, like, your dark arts thing is back, because, like, you do, like, this upward
Recipes,
lunge.
Dark Arts.
Yeah.
Reaper is a Dark Knight Listen, I'm already there, okay? I'm already there, guys. I already have my cosplay ready. Like,
Of course you do.
see, I'm already good. I'm already there, okay?
Get your maiming gear first, because it's gonna start off with 70. Remember?
I got my maiming gear.
For 70?
I can't wait to be the first person ever to play a Necromancer. I mean, a Dark Knight. I mean, a Reaper.
The
I'll
totally
be a Black Mage.
Reaper, the totally not Dark Knight. Totally.
No, it's
It's
definitely not.
I remember back in the day, like when we were like me and Sync were in the old guild. I think before Sync like did full streaming. Like people always like would shit on me for playing Dark Knight because Dark Knight was the bottom class, and they were talking about how great their warrior was, and then the warrior got hit with a nerf.
Oh, and then
Oh.
everyone was sad. Just
Yeah.
like, why?
I wasn't. I was rubbing it in.
Was this 11 or 14?
14.
This is 14.
14.
You remember those days when like people were like, warriors are so good.
Yeah,
People
remember?
don't like that.
Oh,
There's people out there that still worship Veil Cleaves. Jesus Christ.
How I always.
well, yeah,
describe
we got
it,
to Cleave what's better.
Listen, every job or all the tanks I've represented with music. So if you play Paladin, and if you like Paladin, unironically, you like power metal.
In the
Unironically.
name of God. In the name of God, we go to heaven. Like Powerwolf.
I
Yeah,
think.
You just listen to Powerwolf the entire time.
Yeah.
Benedictus, Retapictus, Benedictus, hallelujah. Okay, and so if you like Dark Knight, obviously you like death metal, heavy metal.
Sabaton.
If you like Warrior, you're a bit of a brainlet.
If you like
And
Warrior,
after-
you like the music of pants banging together.
And after all this time, you're
And
back for more.
If you like Gunbreaker, you like alternative
No, I was gonna say a little bit
or
of.
punk rock.
I was
Holy
gonna say
shit.
more like, yeah, something like along the lines of that, or I don't know.
Because listen,
You like freestyle jazz.
I main
as
Gunbreaker,
Warrior.
and as a Gunbreaker main, my favorite band is System of a Down. So I mean, do with that what you will.
You have the downs.
God. He
Dude,
probably has stopped shooting playing the. He
when
probably has
Ruby
stopped shooting the
Weapon-
playground.
when Ruby Weapon came out, like the entire fucking like party chat would be filled with just quoting that video.
Phew.
I remember when people got the lyrics wrong. It was Big Fat Taco.
Yeah. Big fat taco, a big fat taco.
A big fat taco supreme.
Yeah. Instead of being the heart of Sabik, which is what it actually was.
I
No,
don't
like,
even.
I
90%
was one
of the time, I
people that
don't
was
think
doing
Final
it.
Fantasy 14 has lyrics. I think they just, I think it's fake Latin.
Yeah, I always
Actually,
with my friends, they always got irritated with me because I was like, some nachos, some tacos, some burritos.
Man, I remember when Omega came out and that song was "I got some burgers.
Yeah.
I need some fries."
There's a joke in the Warhammer community about the Ultramarine chant.
Gross. Ultramarine.
It's just yeah, gross Ultramarines. But it goes like like that's the beat of it, but the words don't mean anything. It's supposed to be high Gothic. But apparently in the Russian fandom, it sounds like the Russian phrase for "Would you like some soup today?"
Wow.
So just if you go on any Ultramarine chants video, you just see people saying like, "Would you like some soup today? Would you like some soup today?"
Wait, so you play Warhammer or you?
I play the Warhammer tabletop. I don't play Ultramarines. I play Imperial Guard.
If I would play like any, all right, for the Imperium of Man, I play Adeptus Mechanicus. And
Mechanicus is cool, man. Mechanicus, they worship toasters and like put like gun oil on their bodies because the flesh is weak. They're
the
immortal.
flesh is weak, man.
There's a great like if you ever want to know what you ever want to convince them what the Mechanicus is like, just show them the Mechanicus trailer for like that game, and it's just like the Majos like talking about how the flesh is weak, and it turns on he's just a skull like on a pedestal, and he basically goes like, "For I am eternal and the flesh is weak."
Yeah, basically some badass shit. But
Yeah, it's great.
If I were
feel
to play,
guard is dying en masse and just holding the line. There's a
If I
great
were to
quote by the
play-
Imperial Guard. It is like when they're fighting Necrons, it says, "So I found out Necrons have a kill limit, so I just kept sending white shields at them until the kill limit was reached and they just didn't activate it anymore."
so you just Zap Brannigan them.
Yeah, basically.
I said wave. I know it's like each of them had a kill limit, so I said wave after wave after wave of my own men.
Look, the Imperial Guard, there are more, the Imperial Guard, the tactic for Imperial Guard is send more bodies than there are enemies. Because there are more humans in the universe than there are demons in hell in 40k, and that's fucking funny.
Really?
I will say that
demons are made of like thoughts and like emotions and stuff like that. It requires a lot. It requires a group of people to make one. So the Imperium of Man is home to so many humans they lost count at 40 quadrillion, and they decided we're not counting anymore.
40 quadrillion? Jesus.
Yeah, and that's only on nearby planets. The Imperium Man, there are two races you see everywhere in the galaxy, and that is orcs and humans.
I was gonna say that the
orcs are everywhere
only
because orcs are fungus.
Okay, the only other what?
only other army I would play would be my boy Dorn's army, the Imperial Fist.
Imperial Fist! I am so sick of goddamn fighting Imperial Fist on the tabletop.
Well, that sounds like a you problem, now doesn't it?
It is a me problem because I haven't got my Codex update. Okay, so the Imperial Fist, their big gimmick is they ignore cover. So in a mechanic on tabletop, it's just a military thing. When you get into when you get behind buildings or like terrain, you get saves. You either get saves to your personal guys because they're diving for cover, or they're or it's hard to hit them because they're behind like buildings and stuff like that, or like concrete cylinders. It's a case-by-case basis on what the terrain is. But Imperial Guard and the Imperial Fist, all the big Space Marine chapters, who just ignore all of that, and the Space Marines are kind of good at everything. So imagine you're like an Imperial Guard player, right? You don't got the best units, you kind of got like a lot of models, but they're not really the best units. They're kind of squishy. They got really no saves. Any bullet will hit them because they're like paper. And you just hear Space Marines go, okay, so I hit on a dice rolls of 2 or higher. I reroll 1s, and it's also like strength 7 to your toughness 3 guard. And then also I just auto hit. Also, and then your entire army's gone by turn 2. It's such fucking bullshit.
Oh my gosh.
Well, damn.
Well, maybe don't.
It is a me problem because the guard haven't got their codex out yet, so I have to deal with like armies that have gotten their mega buff.
Do I have this mount already though? Let me see.
Which one?
Boris is. Oh dang, Boris is Shiva. Then which one am I? Oh no.
You mean Boreas?
I will say that.
Which one are you missing?
Listen, I'm taking the Asmongold route, okay?
My favorite Primarch is Ferrith Manus, though.
I am a personal fan of Corvus Corax and the Beakies.
I'm missing Nightmare and Titan for horses.
So...
If you like Fulgrim, you're also a piece of shit, and I like Fulgrim.
I'm missing...
So you're saying that you're also a piece of shit?
Yes!
Makes sense.
I was missing Ifrits. Great.
Too bad I can't help right now.
That's okay. I can suffer alone. That's what Dark Knights do, bro.
You're just mad because you don't have cool gear like I do.
AKA Edgy Warrior.
AKA.
You're not wrong.
Oh, what was it? You guys ever see the? You guys see the video of the crap guide to Final Fantasy?
Yeah, my final paper for my summer class, actually, my final essay was about Dark Knights from Final Fantasy.
Can't do that too fast. Can't do that too fast. Can't do that too fast.
Yeah, that sounds cringy as hell. We were supposed to write about narrative archetypes and modern examples, so I used the narrative. We talked about the narrative archetypes of White Knights and Black Knights. So, yeah.
I prefer the term African American Knights.
Technically, that was the first Black Knight.
Wait, seriously?
Yes. So our theory and legend is kind of muddled because it's kind of because of its like inherent history and like bad bookkeeping, but Black Knights appeared multiple times in our theory and legend. They're mostly just nameless characters for knights to overcome and stuff like that, or like villainous knights who didn't serve a lord. But the first named Black Knight comes from our theory and legend. I think his name's Morin. He is the bastard son of not Lancelot. He's the bastard son of one of the knights of the Round Table. But long story short, Lancelot went to go search for the Holy Grail, and King Arthur told his knights to go search for Lancelot. So they ended up in Africa, and one of the knights had basically a love affair with a beautiful, never really said the nationality, but a beautiful African princess. And his son basically wants to go find his dad, so he dons traditional knight armor. It's decked out in black armor, and he is half African American, he's half African American. But the first named Black Knight was African American. Not African. It was African, sorry, not African American. My bad. It's a joke. It's a joke. He was, but the first Black Knight was I think biracial.
Did he have a name though?
It was Morin or something like that was his name, and he fits the definition of Black Knights because he doesn't really serve a lord. He didn't really carry any heraldry of a lord or a country he served. He just wanted to go find his dad and eventually teams up with Lancelot to go find the Holy Grail, and then it becomes the Knight of the Round.
Pretty big league.
Yeah, pretty big league. I just find that's an interesting fact.
Well, I could tell you one thing. The first actual Black Knight was William Conrad Reeves.
God damn it. I knew you were going to go that joke. That movie sucks, man. I love it, but that movie sucks.
I will say this. I would be very happy if the next job, whatever it is, or one job I would really love to play in a modern Final Fantasy setting, or for a newer game, is Rune Fencer.
I want Geomancer.
And
I also want Magic Knight.
Oh, you mean Rune Fencer?
Yeah, they switch.
Rune Fencer, Mystic Knight, Magic Knight, all the same.
Yeah, because the Arabian Knights, basically.
Alright, let's see. I am missing...
Because that's always what differentiated them from the other Paladin and Dark Knight and stuff like that, was they were supposed to look like Arabian spellcasting knights.
Yeah. which is pretty
It's
cool,
cool as
honestly.
hell.
Yeah, like when I first saw the Thavian gear, I'm like, it looked just like Mystic Knights from Final Fantasy V.
I want to make. I need to think of a glamour for my blue mage, but I want to make it like Arabian, like a blue mage from 11.
Oh, I got that covered.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So like, I had a glamour plate that showed. Might have gotten rid of it. But check out most of the Thavnarian gear.
Yeah, I'll check that out when I can.
Wait, what the fuck? What the hell's going on?
Arabian Nights.
I've always had, like, same with like Eastern culture. I've always had a soft spot for like Arabian culture.
Okay, so what the hell? Why didn't I go through?
Like,
what the hell?
I'm a guy who likes like different cultures like immensely. That I look for. Like my whole setting is based on like multicultural stuff, and I really like that idea. Like I like when you go in, especially in like fantasy games, where you go to like Eastern European, and then you go to some place that's like Arabian or the Far East and stuff like that. You get that cultural clash. It's fun.
One more time, could you say what Lancelot's bastard child's name again?
It wasn't Lancelot's bastard child. It was like Morin or something like that. It starts with an M. I'm in a raid right now, but I can look it up.
Cool.
Oh, good. Whew. Okay.
That sounds really fucking cool.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Give me a quick sec.
Okay.
Ah, son of a...
I think I can find the Wikipedia page. I know, don't trust Wikipedia, but like it's honestly a real thing. I've seen it. It's like actually from like the stories. Because King Arthur does have, like, King Arthur is not canonical. It just is like a weird anthology series, but it has been stated. It has been tried to make a cohesive storyline, like in the 1400s. I think they tried to make a cohesive storyline. Some scholar did. Because fun fact, Lancelot is not even from the original. Is not even from the original Arthurian legend.
Really?
Yeah, he was created in like I think the 1300s by someone who was a fan of the Arthurian legends. So Lancelot is a fanfic character.
Insert fanfic here.
Literally, yeah. Like he bangs King Arthur's wife.
Original fanfic character, original concept character, do not steal.
Yeah, he's considered the greatest of all knights. He bangs King Arthur's wife.
Yeah. Then my character, who's Lancelot, he takes the sword and he.
What a trad. What a trad.
All right, let me see if I can. While I'm waiting for the thing, so I'm more.
Oh, you are going to cause me a whole lot of headaches, aren't you?
Let's say, King Arthur Black. Let's say Black. King Arthur Black Knight. Black Knight Arthurian legend. His name is Morin. I'll link you to the Wikipedia page. It's spelled weird, which is why, because it's spelled like old, like European.
Yeah.
I'll put. Oh yeah, where should I put this? Like in chat.
Thank you, Home Skillet.
Links.
I'll put it in.
Links.
Lore.
I'll put it in general, just because there's no place to put it.
Oh wow.
There is a place called Picture Links and Videos.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry,
but that makes too much sense.
Apologies, didn't see that. I'm kind of in the middle of a raid, so I'm not really fully focused right now.
That's no problem.
Huh. Ah, okay. So the cruiser chaser. Ah, that's the 2-man now. Okay.
Yeah.
I was curious.
Oh, you're in the shop, aren't you? No, I'm kidding.
It's not. It's a short story.
Yeah,
it's not really a long
technically,
story.
yes, I am. I'm just going I'm just kind of poking at it with a stick, like.
But Morin is considered one of the first named Black Knights, I believe. It's not really traditional Black Knights because it's not really traditional looking Black Knights like what we think of it. A lot of what we think of like Dark Knights and Black Knights come from like Star Wars and like old pulps.
I really
the roguish guy working in the dark to against like corrupt lords. That comes from like the pulps, like Zorro and stuff like that.
Or Final Fantasy 14, the critically
Final
acclaimed
Fantasy 14 is so fucking inspired by Star Wars.
the critically acclaimed MMORPG with.
You can play for free up to Heaven's Word.
Yeah, I'm done.
Critically acclaimed, award-winning expansion that is Heaven's Word.
Wow, that's a lot of content for free.
I've seen so many videos of WoW streamers just going, yeah, this is the final straw that broke the camel's back. I'm moving to WoW. I'm moving to 14. There are so many videos. I think as the goal putter is like, you can make a fucking Netflix documentary of just all the videos of people leaving WoW.
Apparently, I was the only one who was like, I'm gonna play WoW now, and I'm from 14. Everyone's like,
you
what?
got it at a bad time, my friend.
Yeah, no, I'm actually doing the same thing right now. I wanted to make a Retribution Paladin because, ironically, though I was just like, earlier I was like, you know, oh, well, if you play a Paladin, you're a fucking normie. But ironically, I too am a normie.
Think I can at least say I'm proud of you that you didn't do the skip, that you didn't buy a skip and you actually wanted to experience the game and see what the game is like.
The game,
you gave the game a fair shot. I can at least say I appreciate that.
No.
I mean, I've never played WoW or gotten too into WoW, but playing like a Retribution Paladin, like a DPS Paladin, is because even in like Diablo 3, I love playing Crusader and things like that because
I like playing Paladin in D&D as well.
Yeah, because I'm not a religious person, so like I always think it's interesting to like play a character that actually gets their powers from a higher power.
I just like the concept of the knight. I know it's very basic bitch, but I like the concept of the knight, and I like the concept of the fallen knight even more. My favorite class though is a barbarian in D&D.
I would have been so happy if like the next job that was released instead of Reaper was like Fell Knight or Fallen Knight or something.
That's what a Dark Knight is, isn't it?
Yes. Well, yes, but actually no.
I was gonna say, Dark Knights are kind of in a weird spot in this universe.
Yeah,
they're like the Magic Knights.
Because the Dark Knight was not originally what the class was called. It was called Magic Knight, and then it became Dark Knight. I think from FFXIV.
Mm-hmm.
The entirety of the Dark Knight's identity is based on Cecil Harvey.
Yes. Yes, it is.
You're not wrong.
Because I remember the first time I played 4 being so disappointed with becoming a paladin. Narratively, it's great, and I mean, it makes sense, but I just like playing the Dark Knight.
Why are people so irritated with like, oh, I didn't like when Cecil became a paladin? It's like,
I think it's great. I think it's for his story.
Cecil was a fucking monster when he became a paladin, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking just started fucking shit up.
Yeah, no, he started fucking shit up, but I think it's cool as hell. But man, do I just love the Dark Knight.
Oh, because I had a friend who was really irritated about it too. She's like, oh, well, she's like, fuck being a paladin, give me my fucking DPS. It's like, oh, I'm sorry that he didn't. I'm like, it's character development. Like, what the hell? Like, why are you mad about him getting character development?
It's funny. One of my friends said that Cecil has like the personality of, soggy bread. He described it.
Yeah, kinda.
I mean, it was also
the first time a Final Fantasy character had personality.
Well, no, Firion and what the hell is his name? Onion Knight, like they did bicker.
Oh yeah, the Onion Knights do have personalities. What was I gonna say? But I would say to the extent of Cecil Harvey in like Final Fantasy IV was the first time Final Fantasy actually tried to tell like an in-depth story instead of a just go adventure kind of story. That is bullshit. I was behind the white blocks.
Imagine being where you're supposed to, but still get hit by the mechanic.
Yep, had server side thing.
Here, how about this? You receive a server tick, and I give you a vulnerability set.
No, you receive a server tick and get down, and I receive a server tick and you get down. You receive getting yelled at by your party.
No. Basically, the game just told you, here's the middle finger for you.
One of the big wake-up calls for me in 14 was when I first started 14, and like I actually like getting really decent. It was when I was getting really decent at tanks, and someone told me, "Yeah, people just don't tank in this game." I'm like, why? He's like, "Because it's too much hard work." He's like, "Motherfucker, this is the easiest thing in the world."
Honestly, it's easy, but also at the same time, god damn it, people.
I like to think of myself as a pretty decent tank.
Okay, I wasn't paying attention. Are we saying tanks in Final Fantasy is what people are avoiding? Is
well, when I first joined, joined, and I was tanking as a paladin. Someone told me, it's like, yo, why are more people tanking in this game? Because tank is pretty fun. And it goes like, well, like a lot of people don't like to tank because a lot of people are bad at tanking. They also play DPS. I go, tanking's the easiest shit in the world. Why are people having such a hard time tanking? And then I played DPS and I saw how bad people were at tanking. I'm like, oh, that's why.
That's why. Exactly.
Okay. Time.
Gotta remember.
Oh, wait.
I was gonna say. I remember back when I was playing my first time to Bucedine Glacier in Dynamis. Everybody started freaking out when everybody got charmed but me, and I was still attacking. They're like, "Cat, just use your 2 hour, use your 2 hour." I'm like, "Bitch, I'll go in Sentinel." Bing, bing, bing.
I kind of wish Dark Knight. Sorry.
No, because I got through the entire whole charm phase without dying, and they're like, "How the hell?" I'm like, "Skills."
Yeah, Living Dead is really fun. I just wish some things were tweaked about Living Dead, but I still like it.
Living Dead is still a. Oh my god, what is happening?
It needs some tweaks, but like the concept of it is really good.
I will say this though: the Blackest Night is one of the best mitigations.
Oh, it's fantastic. I wish Dark Knight had a better like ultimate attack because their big ultimate attack is the Living Shadow.
Blood Spiller, and Living Shadow. Yes.
God.
Blood Spiller is pretty good though. I genuinely do enjoy Blood Spiller, and it just every time I hit Blood Spiller, like dopamine rushes to my brain.
Gotta get that dopamine. But god damn, I made 825 coffee biscuits.
Coffee biscuits?
Yep.
Oh, you're doing a cook.
Yeah.
Any of you guys gonna get the Final Fantasy cookbook? Because I am.
Oh god. Dude.
I might.
I genuinely like cooking, so I like those kind of cookbooks.
I might. If they don't sell out.
Are the pre-orders have gone up yet?
I do not remember.
Are there one who didn't expect coffee biscuits to look like chocolate chips?
Well, you're adding a coffee bean to it, I believe.
I always thought they looked like those little brown coffee crackers you usually see. Another hot 14 take. I get it. I think it works narratively, but I miss Ryan's old look.
Blonde hair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really nice. The blonde hair. I was behind the block.
Oh, that's true.
Happened again.
That's right. That's right. September, October. At that time. Data center visiting.
oh yeah, it comes around to September, October, doesn't it?
Yep, and
we were talking about that earlier, actually.
Huh, nice.
We were like, when's that coming out?
Well, because I'm on the primal data center, so.
I am too. I need to like. I'm getting like tired because I can't find anyone to play with because everyone's always in a different data center.
Yeah.
Well, that's the good thing about the cross data center company.
Yeah.
It's like, let me talk. Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about it quickly. I think that's like the last step from people like playing 14 now, because I don't want to move servers because I have a house.
This is not a horse.
Exactly. That's exactly my point. Plus, I think my girlfriend will get mad too if I transfer servers and all of a sudden the house is gone. She's like,
dude, my house is so nice. I don't want to move it.
This is not a horse. This is definitely a dragon.
It's kind of weird.
Sink goes to the zoo. This is not a horse. This is a dragon.
This is definitely a dragon. This is not a horse.
Oh, you finally got your Kieran.
It's a freaking dragon. It's not even a horse, bro. It's lying to me. Well, I was trying to get all my tanks, not my tanks, all my mounts. I was trying to get all my mounts before Endwalker anyway. I definitely want to get all the dragon mounts before that, but that's going to take a party. And the hardest one is, I think, Warrior of Light.
Well, when Data Center Transfers comes over, we can do some grinding for it, I guess.
Before Endwalker. By the time Endwalker does come out, there's going to be I think everything is going to be there for the data center thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so don't give up hope yet.
See, this is what you call a mount that was earned and not bought, and I appreciate mounts that are earned and not bought.
That was the big thing I got told by WoW. I was like, so what's the issue with that? I was like, you know how you can get everything in 14 through grinding? And I said, yeah. In WoW, you just buy everything.
Well,
like,
I mean,
sucks.
There's some outfits and some mounts you can get off the Mog Station shop, and see, like this person over here.
That's different.
See, like they're over there showboating their mount, and I'm like, you bought that though.
Right? But the difference is it's not like, oh, I need this horse for Endwalker. Oh, I just gotta buy it.
Hey, see, this person gets it. This person gets it. Look at them. They pulled out their Kirin. They pulled out their Kirin. And this person sitting here just like, I got my Transformer.
What's the lore with Death Knight anyway in WoW?
Death Knight? They are a hero that was taken down, or they sacrificed themselves fighting the Scourge, and the Lich King, Arthas, resurrected you.
Nice.
But because of that, he empowered you with, like, empowerment that no other undead usually have. Like, if undead, compared to the undead, you're a more powerful undead. And so, because of the, King Arthas and the Lich King...
And they're a Horde-only class?
No. You can be both yeah, they're both Alliance and Horde. You can be either or.
They seem like something that'd be Horde.
No. That's Alliance and Horde. So you could be either or.
Is there Paladins in the game?
Huh?
Are there Paladins in the game?
Yeah, of course.
Now the Paladins only Alliance.
Yeah. No, they're on both sides. They're on both sides. For the Death Knight, however, you eventually break away from the Lich King because he tried to basically send you to a death trap, Tyrion, and
I'm guessing the class came out with the expansion Wrath of the Lich King.
Well, this is when Wrath of the Lich King came out.
Yeah.
So when Wrath came out, Death Knight came out.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you think about it, when you lose to Tyrion, and he's like, you're not under the control of the Lich King, and you no longer have the hunger, which never was explained, and I guess they don't want to talk about it anymore.
It never was explained, the definition of WoW.
the definition of WoW. I guess not. I don't know.
There was like some WoW streamer who went on a whole like rant because the story doesn't make sense, and he spent like thousands of dollars trying to, because he makes a lore channel like you do, Sync.
Oh yeah, that's probably That was probably Pyromancer.
Yeah, it was Pyromancer.
Yeah,
and everyone, like people weren't even making fun of him. They're like, you know what, dude, you got a point.
Well, I felt sad for him because
I felt sad for him too, because like your whole like career is based off this game. And like you're spending like $1,000 reading all the novels that come out because they can't get their story straight because they keep changing it because they don't know what to do with their own story.
Well, I've said it time and time again. If I have to read extra sources of material and the game itself doesn't tell me what's going on story-wise, you messed up as a writer.
You want to
know how many lore books 14 has? Two of them.
And they're not even
14 lore books.
They're not even novels. They're encyclopedias.
Yeah, and I've read both of them, and they're fantastic because you learn more stuff about like the classes that like it's small stuff, but it goes in like origin of the classes and stuff like that. And I like that. Like I like the origin of the Dark Knight. How it was just a paladin who saw something that a preacher was doing a very bad thing, and he cleaved his head off.
I will say though, the story was pretty good. I spent hundreds of hours watching videos
And WoW
for WoW lore, and it was actually interesting. As far as I could tell, the WoW lore was fine until, like, it almost seems like they didn't know what to really do when, like, Mr. Pandaria came out, because I thought that storyline was like that wasn't necessary, but okay.
I thought Mr. Pandaria was just the breather expansion, because it was hot off, like, what was the expansion before Mr. Pandaria?
Cataclysm?
Was it?
No.
It was Cataclysm, man.
Yeah, it was like you're going hot off the heels of Cataclysm. They probably wanted an expansion that was just a breather.
Good old Deathwing. It was Cataclysm.
Because, like, Wrath came out, and that was like the pinnacle of storytelling.
And I think Wrath was like the golden age of WoW.
And then
I think everyone agrees on that.
And then Cataclysm came out, and I think they tried to one-up Arthas, and I'm like, yeah, but who the fuck is Deathwing? And they got to know who Deathwing is, and it was just like, I don't know. I think when they got
he's one of the dragon aspects.
I feel like WoW is also one of those games you mentioned earlier where it's a Wikipedia game where it's like if you read the story in Wikipedia, like this is really good lore and story and setting, and then you go into the game and its pacing kind of ruins a lot of it.
I think the honest ending was like Legion, because that's where my brain thought that was the end of WoW, was Legion. Because I was just like, oh, that's a good that was a story right there. Because, you know, all that stuff Illidan did, it was all for this moment.
Oh, fuck, we still gotta make expansions. Warlords of Draenor!
They say,
and everyone, and even someone who doesn't play well, I know that the Warlords of Draenor was not well liked.
When did Warlords come out?
2012, I think? No, 2014,
Did it
15?
come out before Legion? Or
Yeah,
after
It
Legion?
came out after.
It was before Legion.
No, before, yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, it was before.
No, wasn't it after?
No, it was before.
Okay, before.
Okay. So,
'cause if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Pandaria, it came out after Mr.
Pandaria around 2012. I know that specifically.
Yeah, it's after Mr. Pandaria, but before Legion.
Yeah, so. I know
and it was basically. Yeah, it was because there was no content. Really.
And I know people do not like Battle for Azeroth.
Hell no.
So it's Warlords of Draenor, then Legion.
You wanna know what's really embarrassing? When I was in college, we would have Blizzard guys come over and like do like seminars for us constantly. My college had like a in the game sector because it was a tech college, so we had different buildings based on different careers.
Mm-hmm.
And the game art building, which is what I was in, there was like a big display showcase, and it was basically a signed copy from the entire dev team on Battle for Azeroth. And it was before Battle for Azeroth came out, and like when Battle for Azeroth hit, like, oh my god, like I could not pass by that whole thing and just not laugh at it.
Oh, the irony.
Because like my school was like super about Blizzard. Like they would have people who work for Blizzard come in and give like seminars. They're talking about how like Blizzard is the highest tech company, the highest game tech company you work for. It's like Blizzard's what you want to aim for. It's the top cream of the crop. And then all this comes out, and I'm thinking, I feel bad for any students who wanted to work at Blizzard.
I figured Legion was the end. Like Warlords of Draenor as a story was okay. I think they really were into it. The gameplay and the system that I've looked into was pretty bad. Then Legion came out, and Legion's story was good. I liked Legion, but it felt like it was the ending.
I know, right?
And then Battle for Azeroth came out, and I'm like, wait, what's going on?
Good old Sylvanas being the worst offender.
Why do people not like Sylvanas? I just heard that the writers don't know what to do with her.
She was good. Well, you felt sorry for her because of like Arthas and how she was under control. And you feel like, you know, you were there with her when she had to take care of the Forsaken. But then,
because my idea was, oh sorry, go on.
She became the war chief of the Horde, and I'm like, why though? Why is she the war chief? Why make her the war chief? And that's when they concocted this whole entire jailer thing, and then Shadowlands came out, and oh my god.
Yeah, the Thanos of Warcraft is what I heard.
Like he's not wrong. It's basically Thanos.
No, that's
Pretty
just funny.
much.
It's like,
I have to collect the
What?
Infinity Runes for the Gauntlet.
yeah, I was gonna
Pretty
say, where's
much.
the gauntlet, bro? Show me the gauntlet. I want that gauntlet, dude.
This man comes in and you're like, who the heck is this guy? And he's like, I am the one who instrumented everything.
I am Jailer.
I was like, what do you mean? I was the one who created the Helm of Domination. I'm like, wait, no, you're not. Kill Jaden was. It's like, no, he found it. I'm like, bullshit.
I know, right?
Yeah, you got to kill Jaden like assembling the thing and like a whole cutscene. Like, I built this and it's like, you built this. I built this. It's like literally the student copying the homework and saying that he did it.
He was like, the Burning Legion, it was my idea. I'm like, no, it wasn't.
It was
Sargeras.
me, Lance.
What about Sargeras? Who's Sargeras? What is happening?
What is that? Apparently, he's also the one who created the Rune Blade
Oh my god.
that Arthas willed, Frostmourne.
Then, so we were just the Titan Pantheon that just doesn't exist anymore.
No, you know what pisses me off? I hope that they don't pull this. Hey, you know everything that came before 5th edition?
Yeah.
Guess what? According,
Oh, you're.
Oh, I heard about that.
you can't just ignore 40 years of material, brother.
Look, dude. I have some. I can't say it because I don't know if it'll get me in trouble. But I know some stuff about Wizards of the Coast, and the idea is that everyone who works at Wizards of the Coast now has so much contempt for D&D. And it's basically we want to just make D&D like the correct D&D. So I universally just say, just ignore everything that fucking what's his name, Mike Merles, whatever his name is now, just says about shit. Like, or Crawford, whatever his name is, whoever's in charge, because they swap out constantly because the fucking is a mess over there. But just just ignore everything Wizards of the Coast says because they don't know what they're doing. And do the old Gary Gygax route of, if you don't like it, just ignore it.
Are there 7 birds?
Let's see.
Yes, there are indeed.
Savannah,
some-
Bismarck,
Oh,
Thornton,
many-
Nidhogg, the Warren Triad.
How many of the
Yeah.
birds do
The
I
only
have?
one I'm missing with the birds is Zervin, basically.
I have 3 birds.
Bird is the word.
Rose, Round, and Demonic. Oh, so I don't have to get. Okay, I don't have to get. Whew! I don't think I can get it by myself, though.
Yeah, Zervin's the only one I'm missing, but I heard that's hell, dude.
Actually, it's really easy if you do it on sync. Say fuck it all.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know if I can do it. Any of these unsynced. I think I'll ask friends. See if we can all do this together. And then we need to think about the dragons later. Oh no, dogs. Then we got dogs. Damn it.
Yep, doggos.
I don't like-
wolves, I think.
I do not. I don't like the design of the dragon one, which is basically a Zoid. it's a
I
Zoid.
know, right?
It's a Berserk Fury.
It's a friggin' what's that one called?
That's
Is
what I
it-
said. Berserk Fury.
Yeah. I just I don't know, man.
Oh, with wings.
I remember my favorite Zoid was like the Tyrannosaurus Rex looking one with like the cannon on its back.
The Genosaur or
Forget-
Genobreaker?
Yeah, Genosaur and Genobreaker.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I actually love Zoid as a series too. I just didn't know which one came first. Zoid Chaotic Sentry or Zoid I guess the other one where they had the white liger.
Oh, the Zero model.
Yeah, Liger Zero.
Ligers. Yeah. I didn't know which one came first. I think Chaotic Sentry came first.
I think Chaotic Sentry was first because that seemed like the story before all that shit came down.
Right. And, man, it was a good story.
Yeah, I don't remember which Zoids that was, where the Liger would swap out armor and it would get like different abilities.
I think let me look that up.
That one was the one with the Liger. And then they came out with other Zoid series that just did not work.
Like the Zoid Fusers, Jesus Christ.
Zoid Fusers, oh Jesus.
Zoid Fusers? What's Zoid Fusers?
Zoids fusing.
Yeah, and it's like they become more powerful, and I'm like, they look like a messed up amalgamation.
Like the Legacy Zero Phoenix was pretty dope, but
in other words, it's basically Fusion Ha, but for Zoid.
Yeah, basically. There was a new one that came out, but it had like no.
Hello? Am I back?
You're back. That had nothing for it. Like there was no episodes, but it was such a good premise for the Zoid. And they had two that I actually liked. One with like a Liger with a blade on his back.
Blade Ligers.
This one was different. This one kind of seemed like they were in a different world. And another Zoid that involved some kid actually almost dying. Some girl saves him, but his arm was like replaced with like a machine arm or something like that.
You mean a cybernetic arm, yeah.
Yeah, and he had to find out like why is she here and blah blah blah. It turns out she's like, you know, some higher species of alien, and she can't breathe the atmosphere of the planet. Except if she has like some sort of item. It was a premise, but they didn't make many episodes, and I think they just like stopped in the middle.
There's nothing worse than a series
the one you're talking about for the Legacy Zero. That was called was it New Century Zero or /0.
Okay, yeah.
Was it the one that had the armors that swapped? Is that
yes.
the one?
Yes, Schneider, Jaeger, and Panzer.
Yeah, so it's New Century Zero. Gotcha. Because I remember watching that as a kid growing up, because it would come on like Toonami and Cartoon Network.
Yep.
Shit, I remember that shit popping on at 6 in the morning, almost 6 in the morning.
Chaotic Century did that.
Mm-hmm.
That popped on at 6 in the morning, and I'd be watching it.
Yeah, I'd watch it before I went to school every day.
Exactly. God, I still love the Blitz Tiger though from some of the games.
Oh, there are Zoids that are exclusive. Wait, there are Zoid games?
Yeah.
Of course. Of course.
I think there was one for the GameCube that was just all battle. There was really no story unless you wanted to play that weird game for the story campaign, which was not really that great.
Okay. What would be the plan later on?
I'm gonna make some dinner. I'll be right back. Okay.
Well, I'm about to head out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm about to head out.
I actually like those. Boots.
Hey, Sink, it takes like 4 runs for like a dungeon run in Shadowbringers, right? To get a level.
To get a what?
To get a level, it takes like 4 runs of a dungeon run.
Depending on what sphere of like levels, because it may take more. If you're in Shadowbringers, it'll take like several.
Because I know I'm like.
Well, I'm gonna head off for the night. Hey, Sink, you take care.
Because
right,
I know that I'm leveling my ninja and it's 77, and after ninja, I just need my samurai and my bard and machinist, and then all my jobs are at 80.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I mean, unless you can do the whole have it on high at 61 and then Zadnor.
Hey, what up,
at,
Andy?
71.
Hello, sir. Last order. Did I get my Wrath mount? No, because apparently you can't do Extreme Wrath without help. Because it's harder than it looks. Normal's fine. Extreme, no. Extreme, no.
You have to have a party for EX, unfortunately.
Because you could even do it undersized, but you'll still need help.
No, excuse me.
Yeah, after ninja, I just have to get my samurai, my bard, and my machinist to 80, and all my jobs are at 80.
Yeah, I need to get my stuff at 80, but I think I'm going to rest up, probably come back, see if I can start farming some diadem stuff so I can use it to get some money. 2 warriors and 1 DPS works out nice. Anyway, I'm gonna head out, guys.
All right, have a good day.
See
You too.
All right. And you caught me at the end of the stream, bro. What Stoke and I did was 2 warriors and a red mage. Jesus, man. That works. That works. I'll see what my friends can do with the help of Wrath. I'll get it eventually. I'll get it eventually. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. Anyway, thank you very much for letting me know all that. I'm gonna go rest up and come back to the game later so that I can start making some money. I will see you. See you later.